Hello and welcome to the fourth season of the Irish 12 Titans, brought to you by Rocket League Ireland. I am Rez, I'm going to be hosting this evening. This is the first qualifier of two. Tonight we'll be having 4 people advance through to the finals. And now it's just going to time Eddie to introduce my guests for this evening. I'm
Hey.
joined by Naylor and Enwrong.
Woo! Yay! I'm so happy to be here.
How are you, Naylor? How
I'm
how are you?
I'm fantastic, Rez. I'm fantastic. There's
Good.
a lot of exciting Rocket League to go down today. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And I was speaking to you a little bit earlier. You sort of were a little bit. So you told me that you weren't actually playing in this qualifier. Is there a sort of a particular reason you'd like to go into of why you're not playing today?
um, I just, what, I just like decided that I didn't really want to jump in and like take everybody down. So I said I'd just cast and let like the other lads have a crack at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which in real human language is I get quite angry at ones, so I tend not to
What?
play it very
No,
often. So
no,
I do
no.
have 2 charitable people donating their time on stream with me this evening, which is a pleasure. And we're just going to be here tonight. We're going to be looking through the bracket as things come in. We'll watch a couple of the games later on in the evening. Um, and yeah, what are our expectations? What do we think? Who are your four names of people who are going to go through, Naylor?
Four names. I'd say there's a top half. Top half. It has to be paying you, and odds are definitely the most two talented ones players there.
Very interesting.
And the bottom. Oh, there's four. Sorry, there's four different. I need to bigging this up. I do. So there's two separate. Rob Kiernan as well. I've heard is a bit of a nasty ones player, and I might be a bit biased and say Gitsy's gonna go through
Well, um, some very interesting predictions. I think.
Just a little biased.
Well, I actually did put out a poll earlier on in the general chat of RLI asking for people to name the 4 people that they think will go through to the next round or to the finals of 12 Titans, and I can categorically say that every single person I asked had exactly the same 4 names, despite the fact it was a sample size of 1. But regardless, Pengu Shallow, Rob Kiernan, and Fuchsia are predicted to be going
What?
through. So,
Oh, I can't believe
yeah, so maybe perhaps not everybody thinking that Gitsy King has quite the same chance that others do.
No,
Um,
maybe I'm a little biased. I don't know.
yeah, so let's just talk briefly about seeding, as I'm sure we'll have the first few results of the tournament coming in fairly soon. The first seed was Pengu. He has sort of been um, one of the pillars of Irish ones over time. I think he sort of took over the role from perhaps Dry a year or two ago. He's first, but there's a little bit of debate because Rob Kiernan is, I think, in the top 40 of the global ones leaderboards, which is an
That's pretty
incredible
nice.
feat and something Pengu can't say to his name. So, do you think it's fairly the way that the first and second position has been seeded?
Well, if Jesus, if you'd be
Careful
doing
what
like
you say now.
what?
I'm here. I'm here.
I I just okay. Interrupt me like that, Rob. Now I don't know what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you again there. Whoops, my bad.
Um, well, that's getting into the top 40 and ones I think has to put Rob Kiernan definitely first, in my opinion, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Well, moving on from that, there are a couple of matches just looking down the bracket that I want to highlight. Early on, first round currently underway. We have Dave Forehead against John AK Always, which is going to be a battle of the Titans, really.
Oh, that's
Um,
the match of the first round, right? It's
yeah,
100%.
that is absolutely match of the first round. Also of note, we have got. Let's have a look down the bracket here. Krolick
Just go through them
and
all.
Liamok are playing in the first round together. The winner of that match will go on to play Pengu, which is definitely going to be a massive challenge for either player. Paradox and Samsara, the winner of that will go on to play Adza. Captain Quark versus Irish Iniesta, the winner will go on to play Ryan, and I do believe that's which Ryan's that Enwrong.
That is Podrick Ryan, Ryan
Okay.
MVP from Gigabyte Land.
Okay, so
Ooh.
that's another very challenging match.
Slaughterfest.
Donal, the arguably most hated person in RLI in present times, but
Why? What happened? What's this?
we'll have to see if he can.
You should ask him, but he might not be able to respond.
Um, we wish him the best of luck. He's going up against the 1G or the young G, if the young G actually
Who's
turns
about
up.
to DQ in
What's
Who is
he
about
doing?
to DQ in 20 seconds.
What's
So
what's he auditioning for Castaway 2 or something?
Jesus. Keep going.
right. Furthermore, so Dave Forward versus John AK Always. Poke with a stick against Sienna Ryan. Galaxy 2 against Loki. Taste Rainbows and Iaska.
Aska, yeah.
And
I knew
Gills
the Irish pronunciation would get you there.
and Gilzo versus Tony. So they're the games that are going on at the moment, and soon we will be getting a couple of results coming up. I think the first we will get is Paradox and Samsara. Keep in mind that every game we have this evening is going to be just best of ones, so we don't have any too long series today. Keep everyone fresh.
Well, I'd say the only reason that series with Samsara and Paradox is taking so long is because Samsara only picked up the game at the last LAN. So I think Paradox might just keep scoring goals.
Well, I mean, it was put in the advice for this tournament that if you're 6 or 7 goals up, go for clips and don't abuse your fellow Irishman. So oh, and we have the first result coming in, and it is a DQ. Donal goes through against the young G.
Boo!
Well,
Sorry.
amazing. Well, I think the winner of that was going to go on and play Panda, and Panda is one of the top players. I believe he's seeded 3rd or 4th or 5th. I'm not sure.
He's 5th.
He's 5th. There we go. I can count.
Check cast for streamer chat.
So Panda's seeded 5th. That would be a big challenge for Donal, but I'll be impressed if he can even get a couple of goals against Panda there. Panda, one of the most impressive mechanical players that RL Ireland have to their name. Naylor, do you just want to give us a bit of insight in possibly one of the other games that will start soon?
One of the other games that I'm going to look out for is Gitsy and Tricks is actually a very good game because Gitsy's yeah, I'm talking about Gitsy again. Gitsy's kickoff is very good, and Tricks is a bit of a ones main. Well, not ones main, but he's a good ones player as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Anyone else? Mullen Haskell will be a good game. Lucre and Jail, that's another good tight game there. And Slick Mick and Awea will be another game to keep an eye on.
So let's just talk sort of extensively about a topic. We were speaking before the stream started about the mental game that comes behind wands, and the possible advantages that you can get from having an opponent that gets tilted, possibly by not skipping the replays. That was sort of the main topic of the conversation. Naylor, what's your take on not skipping the replays in ones?
I'm not skipping the replay. I'd say the main thing is just it's mainly the main thing in ones is that if you've just made a very, very bad mistake and you just have to watch that go over again, it's heartbreaking enough when you make the mistake in once because everything's all on you anyway. So just watching it again, and then especially if it's a back goal as well, and if the guy just doesn't skip it, it's infuriating for some people. I must say.
So I think I know the answer to this question already, but is there anyone in this tournament you can see getting particularly frustrated by any of the not skipping of the replays?
No, not really, no.
Enwrong, do you
Yeah, can I interject in this one? I know someone very well, and so does
What,
Naylor.
yeah?
Naylor knows him very well
Yeah.
as well. And
Jesus.
I'd have to say that your good friend Gitsy King is known to be a little bit partial to the old tilt when someone doesn't skip a replay, especially when he gets scored on, especially after something what he calls RNG or that's bull, you know? So Gitsy, if you're playing him, wherever is playing him, don't skip the replays. That's the #1 bit of advice I can give you on how to stop the almighty Gitsy King, the guy who's going to be fourth, apparently, according to Naylor. This is why we have Naylor on the desk. We needed a Paul Merson, and here we are.
Interesting.
Sorry,
So we are
I
getting
didn't.
a few more results coming in now, and the talk of the town, Dave Forehead versus John AK. Always that is the staff team rivalry. Enwrong. I know you're close with both of these gentlemen. Have you got a take on that?
Yeah, John has officially been demoted from operator down to moderator. That was the agreement we had. Whichever one lost was getting demoted. Unfortunately, I still have Forehead to deal with in admin, which is terrible. But look, you can't do everything on your own. And John, unfortunately, wasn't there to back me up on this one. And at the end of the day, I'm not really surprised either. John's been complaining about controller vibration issues for a while now.
Well, actually, I think he was saying in general earlier that they have fixed the controller vibrations.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Oh, I see.
They
That's the
patched
issue.
it, you know. That's the issue. You know, they've given
thought-
John his light vibration back.
I thought he was. I thought he was having vibrator issues.
Right, Rez, go through the rest of the results so far. Let's get
Yeah,
this
right, go through the results. Oh, we have Krolic. Oh, no.
down to the lower bracket.
Krolic has
Oh, no.
gone down to the lower bracket. He's been absolutely... Liam has wiped the floor with him. 7-2. Oh, Krolic. Oh, I'm devastated. I am lost for words.
Yeah.
Absolutely gutting.
I can't wait to see what he blames this on. He'll blame it on Scrub Killer as well.
Yeah, I just don't think the contract was good enough. Yeah, highly unfortunate loss. Go through some other results. As now up on stream, Paradox has defeated Samsara. Not too much of a surprise there.
What?
Captain Quark, your brother Enwrong, defeating Irish Iniesta. Proud for your fellow bloodman.
Yeah, he's about to get absolutely destroyed on the
I
next
was
game, so I
literally
feel
about
bad
to
for
say.
him. The thing is, you won't expect it because Ryan is literally the biggest bim bammer in Rocket League history. So if he just plays his normal playstyle, which is slow and methodical, he's going to get ripped asunder. So let's hope he ball chases a little bit better in the next game because he's going to need it. Otherwise, it might be like 10 or 15-0.
That would certainly be an.
But I am proud of him.
Yes, you are proud. That's response.
You
I
could have
was
said
looking
that
for.
part first, Rob, and said it like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed, really. Disappointed that he's like that low down in the seating. That's how little I rate him. My own brother took a game off me. Anyway.
Well, so the second round of games are beginning to get started. Some interesting ones that we can possibly point out. Linsk versus N-Cannon. That's an interesting one.
Oh.
Both these players, I believe, similarly seeded. Yeah, so Linsk seeded 29 and N-Cannon seeded 36. So that's a tight game. And both players in the All-Star division of RLIS, of course. Linsk playing for Nafina and N-Cannon playing for Nagales. That's definitely going to be an interesting game. The winner of that likely goes on to play Panda. To either of you, open to the floor. Who do you think is going to take that one?
I haven't really seen too much of Encan. I've played against Lynx recently enough, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter because Panda's going to take down whichever one of them gets through. So we'll leave it at that, I'd say.
That's a shame. Yeah, I have to agree with Naylor. I think Linsk will probably take that matchup. He's a better player on the ground, I think, than N-Cannon.
Yeah.
And I'd expect Linsk to take it, but I wouldn't be surprised if N-Cannon took it either. They're both very good at that level. Panda's 2 or 3 gears up from those guys, and he's going to. I assume he's going to decimate them. His challenge won't come until he plays Marco, I assume, or Colin later on.
Interesting. So you just mentioned about ground play. Do you think that's sort of considerably the most important trait to have in a good ones player?
Well, in a best of one, I think not tilting is, but I do think that ground play and your car control as such is a more important facet to have. You know, I point to myself always in this situation. This is why I'm not very good at 1s or 2s, but I'm okay at 3s because you don't the ball's not on the ground much in a game. But like players, there'll be players out there now that will do very well because of this, and I'd expect a lot of the lower rank players who will be able to aerial reasonably well will struggle against the higher rank players who worked really hard in their car control on the ground. There are a few outliners out there, of course. In the middle tier, I call them res. Seeds like 18 to say 43 or something like that, and they'll be like that's some decent players there, but a lot of them won't be able to keep up with the higher rank players.
Interesting. So just looking back towards this bracket, a few other.
I just
yeah.
have to dip for 2 seconds, alright?
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
Cool.
So some of the other games that we have going on in the second round of matches, Lucra against JOTV, and Lucra, I can leak some information from the casting chat. Lucra says ready to get slapped because JO's seed is too high. An unwise decision considering the main man who did all the seeding is in the call with me at the moment. So what's your opinion on sort of your lower down staff member accusing you of bad seeding?
JO seed is too high. Is that what he said?
I believe so.
Well, that makes no sense, does it? if that's his complaint, you know.
Well, yeah.
So-
Unlucky, your point has been disregarded and not taken into account. Unlucky, Lucra. So,
Yeah,
who do you think will take that game then?
I mean, between those two, I would expect on paper Jo to have better control of his car on the ground. But Luca has gotten better recently, just in general at the game. It's going to be tough. That's going to be a tight game. Whoever loses that game, whoever loses that game is going to feel badly done by. I think it's just the way the seeding is gone. If you're in the middle of, if you're literally seed 36, 37, you're going to be playing seed 36, and vice versa 37, if you know what I mean. So that's just the way it goes. Yeah, whoever wins, well done to them, and they'll get themselves a little bit further on the bracket overall. But it's important not to lose that game because I think whoever loses that game plays a really difficult game later on. Who does AI play? Very, very applicable one. Actually, no, they get an easy enough game, Irish and Iniesta, so not too bad. But yeah, that's. I think. Look, let's go jail. How's that for an answer?
There you go, fair enough. So, we'll have another look at a couple of games, so a few more results coming through here. We have Galaxy taking down Loki, Taste Rainbows taking down Iska, Gilzo taking down Tony, and we are still yet to have any of the round 2 matches coming through, but I'm sure some of them will be soon. Some of the games where I can sort of see a clean sweep of without too much resistance being put up. Game J, Pengu Limok. Game N, Adza and Paradox. Game P, Ryan and Captain Quark. Really, all the people who won in the first round have really got it up against them going into the second round because that's where the highest seeded players are. So, it's unfortunate, but that's the way the seeding goes. There's not a whole lot you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I agree with you. That's the problem with being in that first round at 7 p.m. Sure, you get a nice game in there, and if you win it, you get a confidence boost, but you're about to get absolutely destroyed in the next game. That's the way it goes, unfortunately. But to take that with a pinch of salt, because the ones who lose in those games, for example, let's just take Series J, for example, yeah? If you lose Series J, instead of dropping to losers round 1, you drop to losers round 2. So that's the benefit of winning your first game. You're guaranteed to get as far as losers round 2, which gives you a better seed next time for the Thursday qualifier, which is kind of important to note.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stream.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, because we do have the second qualifier taking place in just 2 days' time on Thursday, and that will provide a second opportunity for these players to be able to, get through potentially even to the next round. Another result I've just been told by Panda on Steam, who's begging for some attention, that he has defeated Donal 7-1. So that is complete annihilation. Fair play to Panda. Donal, not too much of a chance really in that game to begin with, and Panda confirms our suspicions that he was the better player there, taking him down 6 goals to the good. Also, Gilzo absolutely demolishing Tony. That's another result. I think we expected Gilzo to win that, but I'm not sure whether we expected him to win it by that margin. Taste Rainbows taking down Iska 10-4, so also quite commanding results from most people. I think the closest one we had in the first round was Captain Quark against Irish Iniesta, which was 7-4. So, still
actually, no, there's been one that's actually overridden that. Galaxy 2 only beat Loki 1-0. I hope they didn't manually report this, but yeah. There's been 2 games reported with that scoreline, so they're probably not accurate, just so you know. The poke with a stick when losing to Keanu Ryan and Galaxy 2 beating Loki. But yeah, that's all the first round games done now, just so you know. And I'm not going to bother typing out half these games. I'm just going to like drop you a message in the chat to say, here, look at all these games that are done, because there's so many of them to type. I can't be typing these names all day. But there's a few people about to get disqualified, Rez.
Oh, there are a few people who are imminently going to get disqualified.
A planet.
Yes, everyone's favourite planet in RLI, Pluto. And once again, he's going to take down RLI by boycotting the tournament and not showing up. APS apps also seemingly not intending yet. Jakey, maybe his desk is broken after hitting it when he was warming up. Fastbended, he was up to play Epics, which would actually have been quite an interesting game. Naylor, now I think you're back.
Hey.
Epics against Fastbended. Who do you think would come out on top in that game?
Whoever's not getting DQ'd, really.
Fair enough.
Epic's Fastbender. No, Fastbender's a bit of a ones player, I think. Well, I watched him beat Dormer the other day, so he's decent enough. I haven't seen much of Epic's. One of yous might have a better opinion of Epic's than I do.
Yeah,
and Epic's actually gets through there from the DQ from Fastbender.
Oh yeah, Epics will get through, and here come all the DQs. Interestingly enough, it's just Abe, who I believe is down as Abe on Smash, and Touch are going. One of them is going to advance into winners round 4, likely to play against Pengu. So DQs serving Abe and Touch well. That's an interesting turn of events to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't know what Apps and Jake's reasons are. Jake says his PC isn't working, but if I see him playing Rocket League later on in a private match, I'm going to kill him, because that's just bullshit. Apps is saying he's not playing either because he's got food. That's one of the dumbest reasons I've heard as well. He's typing here now in general. I'm waiting to see what he says. This is going to be interesting to watch. Yeah, have dinner. You can get win. What? Like, what the hell?
Get win.
Does he fancy the lower bracket run?
He fancies the lower bracket run. Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, everyone's favourite Dave Forehead has succumbed to his injuries to Shallow and has been sent to the Shadow Realm, also known as the lower bracket. Unfortunate loss for Forehead, but that does mean that he will have to wait a little while until the loser of match W turns up. The loser of match W is going to be either Lovely Cans or Dahi. that is another one. That is another one of the very interesting games.
Dahi, Rez. Dahi.
Dahi. Okay, I'm getting there.
Dahi.
Yeah. Adzer's taking down Paradox 9-2 there. Just so you know, Linz took down Encannon in a close 5-4. Marco EU took down D Lynch 5-1. Dormer took down Colin 5-4. That's an upset, I would say. Mult took down Haskell 7-5, close enough. Slick Mick destroyed Aweo, by the way. That's a kind of a surprising result, but I do know Mick is a good player in ones, to be fair. But 9-2 is a huge margin, and Mayday has taken down Gilzo 8-2. So a few people there getting by. Dmox, of course, going through because Excel DQ'd, Trix DQ'd as well. Well done, Trix, there on that. That's really intelligent of you, since you've been online all day talking about here. So well done there on that, Trix. Of course, all freestylers, whether it's apps and Trix, can't make the tournament because they don't know how to check in. But yeah, well done there to Dormer, and also to Slick Mick, the kind of stand out there as my two guys who've done really well.
Yeah.
And also Little Dude took down Jet Prey 7-6 for us, just, you know.
Yeah, so I think that's a good chance to say we do actually have a prize pool for the highest upset of a whopping €28 out of Enwrong's pocket. So I'm sure the likes of Lovely Cans and others hoping to get their hands on that award for causing an upset. Cans, obviously, if he wins a game, that would be upset worthy, to be brutally honest with you. But we love Cans. He's RLI's favourite ones main. And there are a few more matches coming through. Mayday takes down Gilzo. Mayday books himself a spot in winners round 3. And Lovely Cans has won his first match, and now he will play against Shallow.
He lost. He got slapped. Oh.
I was just looking there, lads. Little Dude only beat Jade to play 7-6. That's like that's a close enough game. Little Dude's plays a lot of ones. Jade to play doing very well to get six goals in there, and then Little Dude plays Adzer now. That's going to be a serious game.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was just looking at a few things there. Some people are messaging me over some strange conduct from some people. You know, Jakey and Trix are both on a call with Arctic at the moment, playing threes, as far as I'm aware, instead of playing them. So
What?
if that's the way they're going to go about it, then yeah, we'll see.
We'll be taking action, will we, Robert?
Also, I have been informed that our good friend Gitsy King, who has enabled himself to skip the not just the replays, but also allowed himself to skip the adverts by subscribing to RL Island with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, Gitsy King, for your kind donation. Oh, that was a good that was nice. So yeah, very interesting. Jakey, Trix, and Arctic in a threes lobby together instead of playing the Mons tournament. Obviously, we do have the option of moving Jakey or Trix in and confronting the Mons situation, but that wouldn't be the RL Island thing to do. We'd have to
Oh,
bring back RLI
Oh.
Weekly to do that.
poor Patrick got 14 0'd. Yikes.
Ooh,
Oh,
Captain.
But Ryan,
you,
Bim
you,
Bam happened, and Pengu took down Limo AC 6-2, was it? Yeah. Epic's Fastbender actually disqualified. That's one person I didn't expect to DQ out, but don't know what he's doing there. Wazito took down the Ryboys, I thought 6-5, but that's much closer than what I thought. Our Dry took down Airside 6-0, so Dry, he's back, he's ready to go, he's popping. Jaffa took down Joe, just so you know, whereas.
Jaffa took down Joe, yeah.
And Blah took down Liam 9-6. Quite a decent series. Elzor lost to Jar Ryan, so maybe Jar Ryan with an upset so far, a big one. And Spectre 10-6 to Barzy. So Jar Ryan up there at the moment for an upset.
Yeah, Joe Ryan definitely one of I think the dark horses for an upset here. He's sort of fairly not particularly well known, should I say, in the RL Island community, but he has shown up, especially in RLIS this season, done very well for his shooting star team, the Banshees, who have made it into the playoffs. He's got through his first round and will play the winner of Spectre and Barzi, which will come up soon. Mull has taken down Haskell in other news. That's an expected result, but let's see what was the score to that one. 7-5, so quite close. Haskell doing well to keep it within 2 goals. Linsk has taken down N Cannon as we sort of expected, and McLovin has taken down J to Prey.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just sorting out issues here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so no, I'm just going to sort of bring on something else. Obviously, there will be a second qualifier. Who do you think, obviously, we sort of have a couple of our favourites to go through in the first qualifier, but who do you think's going to be going through in the second qualifier? Who can capitalise on the extra spots on Thursday?
you have the main guys from Pango. Pango?
Pango! Pango stick.
I'm looking at people like Little Dude maybe, and Little Dude Ryan, Gitsy King. If he somehow shockingly doesn't make it through this one, which okay, and Jaffa maybe might take advantage. Mayday as well, and Slick Mick. Oh, that could be a game. If Mayday wins, Mayday's on the winner of Junior and Lapsy. So Slick Mick is playing Blah at the moment. So Mayday. Oh, that's another good one there. Blah and Slick Mick. So the winner of that will play the winner. Most likely play Mayday in what is going to be definitely a good one to watch.
Sorry, Krungus destroyed Domingo 9-2. Thank you, Krungus, for taking down that moron of a person. Jo took down Lucra, I think 5-2.
Yeah, Krungus, a player we haven't seen in a long time. The last I remember of seeing of him was QCon 2018 when he teamed with Dry, but I'm sure he's been around since then. I think I did see him in 6 months as well, but Krungus back on the block and demolishing Domingo, another one of RLI's most hated. And now there is a competition going on in the lower bracket of who will be the first person to be eliminated from the Irish 12 Titans Season 4. Judging by the amount of time games have been going on, Krolic could be in a spot of bother, which would certainly cause some controversy in the general chat this evening. I'm sure he'd find something to blame that loss on, as ABO is looking to move himself into the losers round 2. Obviously, it is a massively long journey for those in the lower bracket. So many rounds to go through. And do you think it's really doable if you drop down early to the lower bracket?
Well, it could be, but I mean, if you're dropping down early to the lower bracket, then something's wrong. My only concern is the seeding is done mainly for the second qualifier based off of how you did in the first qualifier. So I'm just talking to people like Jakey now in general, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just play the Thursday one," but he's online and he is playing Rocket League. And if that's your reason, I'm not going to seed you generously next time. You could have played in this qualifier, so why didn't you? It's the same with tricks. They're going to get really bad seeds for the next qualifier. Like, they're going to be way down when they could have played. So I just be a little bit concerned over something like that. You know what I mean? But
If it was me,
just
I
me.
just wouldn't let them play at all. Just being honest.
And they call me the real Stalin. Look at this guy, freaking hell.
Just blatantly ignoring this, like they went out of their way to enter this competition, and now they're going out of their way to not playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my Parable against Pengu, that could be an interesting matchup. But that would definitely be a massive upset if my Parable came out. But he's not a bad ones player, and in his own right is my Parable. So, getting
No, you get me a
close game
whipping
for
the other
Pengu.
night in the RLIS Challenger series.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
Well, the first game he beat me in overtime, and then the second game was about 8-1, and I just forfeit.
Fair enough. Another question for you, Naylor. Currently going on, or will be going on very shortly, is Rob Kiernan against your good friend Gitsy King. You did predict Gitsy to go through to the next round, or to the finals of 12 Titans. So,
I'm
how do you rate his chances against a top 40 global ones player?
sorry, but just first of all, I'd like to what's so fucking
He's gone?
Yeah.
I saw Naylor, he just died there.
oh, it died. Okay, I
He did.
accidentally swore there as well. Thank God.
The biggest shock
I mean-
of the tournament, Tasting Rainbows has just taken down Fuchsia 6-3.
Wow.
What? Well, that definitely has massive upset potential. Taste Rainbows has beaten Fuchsia, the well-known freestyler and a community figure with thousands of YouTube subscribers. Has lost to Taste Rainbows, who I believe is a champ 1, possibly a champ 2.
So sorry.
Well,
back to
he does tag 1800. Sorry, all the time to play Rocket League. So
Well, you've got to learn from the best. So,
I was gonna say back to the Rob Kiernan and Gitsy thing. I was just trying to figure out what the hell you guys thought was so funny.
sorry.
Yeah, no, keep
Rez,
laughing. Keep
I'll
laughing.
take this one, Rez. Well, firstly, Gitsy lost to you,
Oh yeah.
and you lost to my Parable.
Oh yeah.
And my Parable would definitely lose to Rob Kiernan.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm not sure in what dimension it would be possible for Gitsy to beat Rob Kiernan. But look, if he wins, then well done to Gitsy.
What do you mean
If he wins, yeah, it's unlikely, but he.
No, what you mean? What you mean if?
If
He's gonna win. He's gonna win.
yeah. Oh my God, Panda just
yes,
9-0
that's
wins.
exactly the result I was just looking at, because I have got another message from Panda of him asking for me to check his results so he gets more attention, which is fair enough. So 9-0 to Panda. He's coasting his way through the bracket, but he will likely have a big challenge up next. Potentially of Marco, who's currently playing Dormer. Obviously a massive, enormous, fat bracket. This one, all best of ones.
That's
So-
not. I thought you were talking about. No, I can't.
Yeah, I thought he was going in that direction too. I was like, hold on a second, Dormer's my buddy. You leave Dormer out of it.
How
haven't
dare
seen
you
Dormer on
speak
the
about
session.
Dormer like that?
No, so Panda currently advanced the furthest through the bracket. He's currently in the winners round 4. Go on.
Kralik took down Aweo in the
Oh.
lower bracket. 7-6. That's a huge upset as well. That's another
Oh,
big one.
So Aweo is the first player to be eliminated from Irish 12 Titans. He is not going to be happy with that. He is he's a fairly decent player. Plays for, I think he plays for some university team at least, alongside Naylor.
Oh.
So that's another interesting one. I've also just received intel from Panda that apparently Fuchsia's controller was
Yeah.
broken. So
I got the same info there.
yeah.
If you should just DM me, and his controller lost. He died halfway through the series. So Tasting Rainbows won't be getting the biggest upset there because of that. I'd be more inclined to give it to Kralik. Tasting Rainbows just took advantage of bad issues. Also, just so you know, Adzer DC'd out of his game against Little Dude, so Little Dude will probably take that one as well. There's some issue with Adzer, so it's very likely the Little Dude will win that one. That's a huge one. There's already 2 mammoth players down in the lower bracket. Could be already, and this is big for the bracket, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely big for the bracket. There are only 2 spots up for grabs in the lower bracket. Obviously, the same in the top, but you don't want to be losing your opportunities early. Obviously, little dude taking down Adza, and that's a massive upset. I think Adza
If it
potentially
happens.
well, if it happens, of course, yes. But Adza must win that.
Yeah, so that's a big one. All right, we're waiting for a few people in the lower bracket. I think Luker is going to win against Irish and ES. He's about to DQ. The Young G's likely to DQ because he's the only one other than Jakey and Trix. That look like they will too. So Tony might win a game. He might actually win two because Apps hasn't shown up either. So we'll see. Tony might get an unreal seed for the next one for next
Yeah,
qualifier.
yeah. We might also we must have an award for the player who makes it the furthest without winning a game or even without playing a game. That'd be a nice little award to have. Some other games going on at the moment. Junior, who's back in RLI, taking on Mayday. Junior won his first game against Lapsley 5-1.
It's just Abe is in the winners. Round 4.
What?
So currently there are 3 players in the winners round 4. Those being Panda and Marco expected, and it's just Abe who is making himself become a bit of a titan of Irish ones at the moment. But let's hope he can continue that.
Yeah, well, he took down Touch in a 6-1 series, but Touch I don't think will be too annoyed. I mean, he probably will as Touch, but at least now Touch will drop to losers round 3. Hey, but like, I mean, for Touch it's good because he gets a good seeding off of it. Blah took down Slick Mick, by the way.
Blah
Oh.
taking down Slick Mick.
6-5.
That's a close game actually. Blah, I would have expected him to do a little bit better. He's obviously not a ones player by nature, but Slick Mick doing very well to keep it that close.
Oh my God, D-Mox lost to Darcy, and apparently he rage quit. That is.
Oh
D-Mox, come
no!
on, D-Mox. That is dreadful.
Come on, man.
Right,
You
I'll
cannot
confirm
be
it there.
doing that. Yeah, just
I'll
confirm
take the
that.
mod's word for it.
Yeah. Crikey, that is a
Darcy is a bit of a
something.
speedy bin bomber. And he done very well. Did he get to the final of one of the once tournaments recently?
A
What?
good while back, alright, yeah. What's going on here
Yeah.
between Spectre and Jar Ryan? Well, wait. Oh no, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you 6-1 up against him. Fair enough.
Naylor, I have some tragic news. Gitsy
I don't know what
King,
you're talking about.
he's lost.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's been sent to the lower bracket, which is
I can't see it, so it doesn't happen. I'm scrolled up on
fair enough. Well, poor Gitsy King, he's gonna have a long way to go in the lower bracket, but in fairness, he should be able to get potentially. In fact, yeah, I think Gitsy's got a good chance of making it even through as far as the losers round
DS.
5.
Losers round 4. Is that Gitsy there slamming the table or something? Did I hear that? What was that? He's definitely on mute. No. Cool. Just so you know, so Blatt took down Slick Mick, 6-5. Close series. I knew it would be close after seeing how he did earlier. Dry took down Wazito 5-4. Close game there. And Ryan took down Epic 7-3. So I knew Epics would put up a decent shout there of a fight. And yeah, McLovin. Little dude took down Adzer 8-2. So that's really unfortunate for Adzer, but he drops to the lower bracket, and I'm going to assume he probably won't play any longer. When Adzer gets things like that happen to him, he generally just doesn't have the mental capacity to continue, which is unfortunate for him because I still reckon he'd do really well all the way down to the side of the bracket there. But yeah, Rez. Oh, Sam took down Mulholland. He was worried before,
Oof, well, he's
but he did it.
dodged a bullet there. Mulholland definitely could have been a bit of a banana skin in LTX Sam's road through the bracket, but he will. Danger has been averted as Sam takes down Mull, and I don't think Mull will be too upset with that. Obviously, both fairly competent players inside RLI, especially at ones, but Sam will hold out and win the match.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Rez. I can't think of anything else to talk about now. Bring up something for me, Rez. Ask me anything. Ask me.
Okay, right.
Ask
So
me anything.
let's have a little look. So
you. One man or two man?
What?
What?
anyway, so I'd just be interested, Enwrong, to a very close game. I've just seen Dave Forehead narrowly loses to Dahi
No.
6-5.
Dahi has gotten so bad at this game. Dear Lord above.
That is an incredibly unfortunate loss. I would love to see Forehead take down his adversary, former operator, though here I believe. But let's talk briefly, Enwrong, about um, who do you think are the key suspects who could potentially overperform in in this bracket?
Well, so far, um, you're looking at Abe, but he's got a DQ in, to be fair, and he played a really easy game in the second one. Again, you could say the same with Ads are not playing Ryan, so you could say Little Dude. So far, I'd say Darcy, he took down Dmox. I would have rated Dmox as a slightly better chance there. No, I don't really see anyone else so far that's really... Tasting Rainbow's beaten Fuchsia. I know he did controller issues, but that's a good one. Jaffa, they take down Krungus, by the way, 11-6, just so you know.
Yeah, certainly. Some interesting results coming through, but no sort of real shock so far. I think possibly the most significant one is Krolic taking down Ario. In other news, SPF takes down John AK Always now. The only two admins that were playing in the tournament have been... Oh no, sorry. The one admin that was playing in the tournament and one of the operators that was playing in the tournament have been knocked out early on. Unfortunate losses, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Goodbye to John AK Always and Dave Forehead. Hopefully we will get to see them again in the next qualifier on Thursday.
Yeah, there's a few big matchups now that I want to talk about, Rez. I guess this one's directed to you, Naylor. We got a few big matchups, right? So we're not going to talk about Penguin Abe. That's probably a foregone conclusion. And I'd say Little Dude versus Ryan. We got Panda Marco, Shallow Dry, Sam Jaffa, and Mayday Blah. I would say those are the four matchups. I expect Spectre to make it. I expect Rob Kiernan to make it, and obviously Ryan and Pengu. Which do you think would be the tightest match there out of those four? Panda Marco, Shallow Dry, Sam Jaffa, and Mayday Blah. Mayday Blah has a lot of beef between as well. Friendly beef, but kind of not so friendly, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like, aha, yeah, I'm going to beat you, and it's like, aha, no, you're not, kind of a thing.
So not really any beef at all there, Rob.
But a little bit. There is a little bit. You can tell, like, if one wins, it'll be like hung over the head of the other for a while.
Rob Kiernan and Darcy. Hopefully Darcy can surprise a few people and stick it to Rob. Sam and Jaffa as well should be a good game. Who was I though? Little Dude and Ryan. Little Dude and Ryan. When are we gonna get a chance to jump in with one of these lads?
A little bit later on, it'll probably be the winners semi-finals, I'd say, by the time before we get to that, because we need to do a few other things. We're actually due a break right around now, actually, I think, for 5 minutes, I think, Rez, right?
Okay, yeah,
That
that sounds
3
right.
minutes.
Yep.
So,
So we
yeah,
are going to go to a brief
we can
break.
do it after, actually, after the break. Do you want to do that, guys?
Yeah, okay, so we can go to a quick break and then come back and do that.
Perfect. All right.
Cool, right. So we are going to go to a quick break. We will be back momentarily to continue the coverage of the Irish 12 Titans brought to you by RL Island. Don't go anywhere. welcome back to the Irish 12 Titans. I am Rez and I am going to be taking you through the bracket this evening. I'm joined by not just my two lovely friends Enwrong and Naylor, but I'm also joined by the legendary Dave Forehead, who was tragically knocked out earlier in the bracket.
Yep, that's me. Thank you very much.
Highly upsetting. I just want to draw your attention, particularly Enwrong and Naylor, who've been with me so far. Who do you think has really let us down so far in the bracket and has sort of not performed up to the levels we expected them to?
I might have to lean towards Cairns losing to Shallow. That's just not good enough from Cairns. Not good enough.
And Enwrong?
Panda. He just lost to Marco and he got raped apparently. Sorry,
Ooh.
bad word. The word Twitch chat. He got demolished by Marco. So Marco
8-4.
moves on and Panda is 8-4. And Panda has been obliterated. So not a very good result there. Rob Kieran took down Darcy. We don't know what the result was in terms of scoreline. Because all Rob does is he lost 11-1. Dear Lord above. Okay.
To
Darcy lost 11-1 to Rob Kieran, yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, we just checked there while we were on a break. Rob Kieran is 25th in the solo standing worldwide, and he's one ahead of Scrub Killer. So, should he even be allowed to enter this?
He's Irish.
Kick him out! Kick him out! Kick him out now! Get
I'm
out.
I'm sure Naylor's only saying that because he gets you into the lower bracket. So what
What?
can you do?
No.
Another interesting match I just want to ask the panel about is LTX Sam against Jaffa. Both players fairly evenly matched in my view. What's your take on this?
They scrimmed a lot today actually. They scrimmed for like 6 or 7 games on stream earlier on today. And it's kind of close. I'd expect Sam to take it. Sam's a little bit better mechanically and he's a bit more aggressive with his plays. Jaffa could do it though. I can go either way, but I would lean towards Sam just because I think he's slightly better mechanically. Jaffa's ground control is very good, but for me, Sam. Yeah.
Interesting. Also, does anyone else have any comments on that? Or
I'd be leaning towards Sam as well. I'm sure he'd be playing very aggressive in his ones game, and he'd be getting a lot of demos as well. So I'd expect Sam to actually take Jaffa.
interesting. So another sort of close game that I can see happening in the winners round 4 is Mayday against Blah. Friendly rivalry.
It's just been reported.
Very
7-6.
7-6. Who is it in favour of? In favour of Mayday.
Oh.
Blah sent down to the lower bracket, and I would have asked for your predictions on that. And Mayday has silenced any of the doubters and sent Blah into losers round 5. And something we've got to consider is those people who have been sent down to losers round 5, being Darcy, Jaffa, Blah, Little Dude, Panda, and Dry now. They've got a bit of a fairly long wait until they can have another game. So is there a risk of them sort of cooling off in that time?
Well, if I was them, what I would do is, right, if you're Panda, you're on the other side of the bracket to a Darcy or a Jaffa, I'd DM them and do scrims straight now. That's what I would do, because you're going to be waiting a while. Because you're never going to be playing the other guys now in the losers bracket on that side. So the likes of Jaffa, Blah, Darcy. So if I was like a Panda, Dry, and Little Dude, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be asking to scrim the other players of a similar level on the other side of the bracket to get warmed up, to keep warmed up, you know? Because the likes of Adzer might come back and he might make a run. And that'd be scary, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't like that at all.
Absolutely, and LTX Sam has beaten Jaffa, and it's not just sort of 5-4, it's not 6-5, 12-3. That is commandeering performance from LTX Sam, and he forces his way into the winners round 5 where he's going to go up against Rob Kiernan, and that's a really tough match, but I mean, he's just smashed Jaffa. Is there sort of a window of opportunity for Sam there to get himself into the winners round 6 or the winners semi-final?
Forehead, you can answer, sure. Go on, tell us what you think about Sam. He's a great player, isn't he? Oh, no mic from Forehead. There's nothing.
I agree.
Sorry, bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, no, I mean that's a serious result, and I'm just looking at this though. Sam's got everyone's favourite Rob Kiernan next, so somehow I think that won't be 12-3 to Sam. So I mean, he's done well there, but in terms of continuing on, it'll be tricky.
Yeah. In terms of other matches as well, I just want to talk about Shallow. Obviously, he took down Dry, and he's playing Marco now. That's one of the matches I'd be like, I have no idea who'd win that one. Does anyone else have anything to say on that one? Because I know Shallow's quite good. Marco is decent, but I don't know where I'd rate him. And the fact that he took down Panda pretty convincingly is kind of making me question what do I know about the seeds here, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Shallow's really good. I mean, Shallow beat this guy Dave Forehead. I don't know if you heard of him, but it was a really shock result. So Shallow's really, really good.
Never heard of him.
No, neither have I.
Well, Shallow, you've never heard of Shallow?
Nah,
Well, yeah, Marco versus Shallow, a very sort of interesting match. Neither of these players have been around in RLI particularly much, especially in recent times. And I don't think they've played in many of the Ones tournaments. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think both these players came in as a bit of an unknown element coming into this tournament, and Marco's definitely shown that by taking down Panda so convincingly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Panda will be kicking himself losing that one. If he'd won that game, then he'd be up against Shallow, but not only that, he'd be a lot longer along in the bracket. You know, he'd be, instead of being, say, losers round 5, he'd be in losers round 7. And that's a much longer way along the bracket, you know. And those kind of things will affect you mentally. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, that's an interesting one. I hear that you are going to go into a match.
Yeah.
Sure, Forehead, why don't you join him, sure, in this one?
all right.
Yeah, so we are going to be having a look at Shallow against Marco, the unknown elements we were just speaking about. And I don't know which way this is going to go. It's going to be a very tight one.
Yeah. Forehead, anything to add on that one? Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll go through the results so far in the lower bracket, because there's a load of them have come through now, if anyone wants to know.
Oh no, I think go for it. I think go and sweep through them.
Okay, cool. So Oeo lost to Krolak, as we know. Elzor took down Samsara. That is not a surprise at all. And he went on to beat Barzidin as well. SBF took down John AKL. Was in an 11-2 win. John, I want your off badge tomorrow. Poke with a stick took down the Rye Boy. That's kind of a surprising result, to be honest, I would say. I don't know how the Rye Boy lost that one. And that's basically round 1 because the rest were all DQs, unfortunately, there. Liam went on to beat Krolix 5-1 in losers round 2. Gilzo, on a surprise result, I would say, took down Lapsley. Elzor, as I said, took down Barzi. Lucre took down Future had issues again. Jamingo took down Joe. That's not really a surprise, I'd say. Haskell losing to Galaxy is a surprise, though. 7-8 in favor of Galaxy, one of the new people in the server. 2 DQs there for SBF and Keanu Ryan. Any relation to Keanu Reeves, I've no idea. Poke with a stick took down Airside as well. That is a bit of a surprise again. So Poke's playing some mighty good Rocket League, I have to say. Dahi, of course, taking down the beloved Dave Forehead, unfortunately, there for him. Colin took down D Lynch 12-2. N-Cannon took down Donal. Well done, N-Cannon. And Quark obviously beat Fastbender because he DQ'd. Jada Prey took down Paradox. And there was 2 DQs there for Tony and Liam OC. We're in losers round 3 now. There's only 2 results that have come in. Junior took down Dahi, so well done there to Rocket League Junior. 7-5. He beat Dahi, and Mull took down Jada Prey 5-2. So well done to those 2, and then move on to losers round 4.
Yeah,
Waiting on the rest.
I'm just going to interrupt you, Enwrong, as we are into game with Shallow against Marco. Flick coming in early from Shallow, who is going under the alias of No Bakies, No Sauce. And Flick from Marco comes in, sends it into the top corner, and Forehead, is there any way you can save that?
No, that is an outrageous amount of power, and I don't think Shadow saw it coming in the slightest. So no, that is a very, very strong way to kick things off here by Marco.
Yes, and Marco looking strong early on, and this could have been the form that he had against Panda, who he took down so convincingly early on. As Marco may get another one for free here, and he will. Shallow caught out of position, a little bit too aggressive on the challenge upfield. Misses out on the flick, and Marco, we're less than a minute in, he's already 2 goals up, and that's sort of the buffer that you like to have inside of a ones game. You want to always be 2 goals ahead. You never want to be teetering on the edge of letting your opponent level it up.
Oh, definitely. And the fact he got it in so quickly was, a very, very good start to begin with. He's just, I don't know, Marco's just playing Shallow really well right now. He nearly squeezes that one in. But I just noticed with the goal there, he did very well with the challenge at the right time. Saw that Shallow didn't have the ball settled and was able to pounce on that straight away.
Absolutely. Marco seeming to just force Shallow to just chase shadows around the field at the moment. Seems to just be being outpaced by the sort of speed and power of all of Marco's plays. As Marco may have another here, takes the shot, but Shallow will be equal to it. Sends himself back into net. Marco, he's got plenty of boost to deal with. Could go for an aerial play. Chooses to go on the ground. He's just playing with Shallow at this point. Tries to force it in, but Shallow does well to get in the way of it.
Yeah, it's good patience there from Shallow. Make sure he just stays behind the ball at all times. It's sort of not a very strong clear way, but he got it. So we stay at 2-0. But we'll have to see Shallow actually try and get some pressure of his own, because that ball has been in that blue half for way too long for his liking, I'm sure.
Absolutely, Marco retaining possession is just bullying at this point. Shallow just doesn't have the speed to keep up with the players. Marco rips off another shot, but Shallow keeping it out. He has managed to stabilise in the last minute or so. Hasn't conceded any more, but defence doesn't really win you games, especially when you're 2 goals down. But Shallow, oh, good speed, but Marco, they're quickly up, just in time to get it out as Shallow takes it back to his own corner. Marco turning it round. We just haven't really seen enough being created by Shallow offensively, but he's going to get that one past Marco. The caster's curse comes into play, and it's now back to a 1-goal game.
Yeah, really nice from Shallow, and a very controlled shot there, which is nice. He knew he had that time, and he knew he had the open net, so all he had to do was guide it home. Really well done, and of course that brings this game a lot closer. Surprisingly low scoring, actually, if nothing else.
Yeah, almost halfway through, and there have only been 3 goals so far, but you never know. You never know ones. It could be only 3 goals for the first 2.5, but then another 10 in the last 2 minutes. But we'll have to see what happens as Marco keeping the pressure on in the corner, but Shallow has managed to get himself out of the corner. Shallow, has he disconnected? Is he not moving? He is dead.
Well, that's certainly unfortunate.
Well, we have seen our got alt tabbed by someone, so someone has managed to get himself into the computer of Shallow and managed to alt tab him out of the game, which has caused him to concede again. And Marco has decided to tab out of the game in between goals and say easy in the Twitch chat, which is showing his confidence, and he's definitely backing it up with the result for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really, really tough break from Shallow. It's the last thing you need. This game isn't over. This game certainly isn't over, in my opinion. But it seems like Shallow may not exactly be up for it at this point.
Shallow definitely seeming rather frustrated with things as they stand. And Marco may just choose to play out the time here. He's actually going to own gold, which who knows what's happening at this point.
Quite generous.
Playing or not. Very generous. Inviting Shallow back into the game, just very confident, and seems to just be in control of things ever since the start.
Well, we'll see how this kickoff goes. If it's equally as unorthodox, it looks a bit more normal. We'll see here, Marco still wanting to put on the pressure and challenge really high up the pitch, but it might not pay off for him.
That
Well,
was a fantastic demo. Just taking him
Yeah,
out of the air
very,
as he
very
was
well
about
timed.
to make the killer blow, the killer shot, as Marco gets another bump, 5-2, and Shallow's been outclassed.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I wouldn't say completely outclassed, because he was getting back into it, and then obviously the tab or the disconnect or whatever was just not. I guess it was the straw that broke the camel's back in a way, and now it's just kind of not as much of a competitive match as it was, but there's still a bit of time in this match for a 1v1 game. I
Absolutely.
think Shallow maybe has a chance left, but Marco putting in some fantastic shots once again.
Shallow just giving the ball away in the midfield. Marco taking his time. He knows he's just got to survive, but he doesn't care. He's going to add insult to injury. Make it 6 goals to 2, and this has been really, really impressive from Marco.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a good performance, to be fair, from him. He has just been quick and shallow at times, and he has just had the ball in the right half of the pitch from his point of view. Been all in the blue half, and it's all been just shot after shot. If we look at the scoreboard real quick, Marco has 15 shots to Shallow's 3,
That
which I think
is,
says more than enough.
yeah, that
I'm just
is.
going to interrupt there, guys. There's a big result in. Rob Kieran took
Ooh.
down Sam 12-8. Very close game. So
Wow. What a high
Sam
scoring
did very
game.
well, I think. Yeah.
That's a great effort, yeah.
Shallow looks like he may have just got one back. No, it's going to hit the post, and Marco retains his 4-goal lead. And with 40 seconds left, it seems like he's managed to wrap things up. And there was a little bit of danger sort of midway through the game where Shallow seemed to be getting back into things, but it seems like it's all over for him now.
Well, he gets one nice goal for his troubles, if nothing else. Played that one very, very well indeed.
Yeah, Shallow just dunking it underneath Marco, forcing him to go high and seeking the ball below and managing to nestle it in the bottom corner. But 26 seconds, probably not enough time. I don't want to say definitely, but who knows.
It's a good save once again from Shallow. It's a shame that, he is a good player and he's got good mechanics, but on this game, it's just been one bridge too far from. I see Marco goes from one last hurrah. Shallow, I actually don't know how he pulled it off, to be honest.
Yeah, that
but,
was an impressive save
There
either
we go.
way, but that is the end of Shallow's time in the upper bracket. He will have obviously another opportunity in the lower bracket later on. I think we're going to go back to the bracket now, just have a look at some of the other results that have come in. We did hear about that one from Enwrong of who was it? It was Rob Kiernan taking down LTX Sam, which is an expected result, but it was a close game. Sam did well to keep the distance close. And what else have we got, Enwrong?
Yeah, and the losers round 3, we can go through pretty much most of the results now. Not all of them, but a lot of them have been reported. So Azito took down Liam, 9-6, quite a close game there. Cans took down Gilzo 7-4. So well done to Cans. He's gotten pretty far for Cans, Dormer lost to Elzor 7-3. So Elzor starting to warm up now. Lucre took down Linsk. That's a big one. That's a big result there by Lucre to take down Linsk. Epics and Jamingo still ongoing as far as I'm aware. Adzer is continuing to play, and he took down Galaxy. Touch and SBF is currently ongoing, as is My Parable and Keanu Ryan, I believe. No, Parable took him down there 6-3, I believe. Slick Mick is currently playing Poke with a Stick, I think it is. As we said earlier, Junior took down Dahi. Collins taking down Jar Ryan 6-2. And Cannon took down Taste and Rainbows 6-5. So Taste and Rainbows has actually done a fairly good job today. And we're still waiting on the Krungus Captain Quark game. I assume Quark hasn't reported. Of course, he hasn't. 10-4. And as we said, Mulby, Jade to Prey.
Krungus has taken down Captain Quark 10-4.
Demox took down Tony 2-1, and Gitsy 6-2 on Liam AOC. So yeah, there you go. There's only 2 games left in that round now, and there's a couple of them all starting to pop ahead there now in losers round 4. But yeah, the next one is probably due now. Is probably Pengu versus Ryan. I'd say to keep an eye on that one.
Yes. And after that, we have a massive game. Obviously, the winner of Pengu and Ryan will go on to play Marco for a spot in the finals of the 12 Titans. He will likely be the first person to be confirmed. Also, Spectre and Mayday facing off in the other half of the bracket. The winner of that will go on to play Rob Kiernan. So let's just have a think. So as things stand, we will see Pengu, Ryan, or Marco going through. They're all competing for one spot.
Well done, Pengu.
Yeah, I'll open this up to the floor. Pengu, Ryan, or Marco, who guarantees that first spot into the finals?
Pengu just took down Ryan, so Pengu is playing Marco for a spot in the finals. So to answer your question, who do I think will win between Pengu and Marco? I gotta go with my boy Pengu. He back me at LAN. He's a great guy, Catch myself there.
Freaking hell, Rob.
Great man. And yeah, I really rate Pengu as a player. I think he's excellent. He's a really top-notch player, and but Marco, can I just say, Marco, well done to Marco for giving a goal back to Shallow. Not many people would have done that. It shows kind of confidence, but also as well that you know, that he actually went away and did it. So well done to him, because whoever all tabbed Shallow, because that does happen. By the way, that is a known issue. That's probably not Shallow making that up. If someone messages you on Steam, there are settings in Steam that can tab you out of the game. Scrub Killer had that issue in RLCS. So whoever did that, naughty person.
Indeed. So Pengu taking down Ryan there, getting himself into the winners final. And let's just talk briefly about the other side of things, the other side of the bracket. Rob Kiernan will be facing off against either Spectre or Mayday. Who do you think is going to win out of Spectre or Mayday? Naylor.
Um, well, Maydays after having to take down Junior and Vlad to get to this point. Vector. Spectre. Sorry, Spectre. After taking down Jo Jerion. So I think Mayday has had the tougher opposition leading up to this match. So I'm gonna have to go with Mayday on this one.
Yeah, I think just on track record, I'd go with Mayday. Spectre mechanically is a very, very good player, but I have no idea what he's like in a ones setting. So it's a very different thing. Whereas Mayday, he might not be absolutely the best ones player in the tournament, but he is very high quality, and I think a lot of people know that. So I'd have to put my money on Mayday, but we'll see. I could easily look a fool in like 3 minutes' time. Who knows?
So let's move forward to the match after that. Do you think either Mayday or Spectre have sort of the caliber and the quality to take down Rob Kiernan?
You know the old saying, nope.
How about we try and get into one of these games? Do you want to get into the Pengu Marco game, since they're going to be checking?
Yeah, okay, let's get into
Go
the
ahead and do it.
Pengu Marco
Give me
game.
and Naylor the rights to cast. You can give yourselves a break, and then
Okay, we'll do. I'll
you two can
send
go to a
over
break.
Information.
Yep.
So Pengu and Marco, let's just briefly discuss who do we think is sort of the better player who will get their spot in the finals.
I still stand by Pengu. I don't know about Naylor. Naylor, what do you think? Pengu for me though. I have to go with the guy.
I don't know, Marco's just at the coming out of nowhere. Really, have you any of you know much about Marco? Because he's just after coming out and storming the competition.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what? Marco's after making a believer in me. I'm going for Marco.
Well, if it's that easy.
Yep.
I'm going to make an alt.
Taking down Panda, and we were in that game there. He took down Shallow at ease. I'm going to go for Marco as well as Pengu. It's going to be a cracker.
Yeah. Speaking of the lower bracket, speaking of Panda, he is in the lower bracket and he's on a fairly difficult side of things as far as lower brackets go. He's got Dry, who he could play if he wins his next match. He's got Demox, who he could also play if he wins his next match.
Yeah, but Demox isn't going to win this next.
Alright. Is that because he's playing Gitsy by any chance? It is, of course. That was a silly
he's
question.
playing. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
Lord.
It's just my unbiased opinion.
yes, a very unbiased opinion.
I don't know what you all are still at.
What is with these people?
Does it make
like
me
not
feel it-
reporting the games
does it make me-
correctly?
Does it make me feel insecure about myself?
Yeah, so Pengu and Marco, one of the two will be. Oh, Enwrong, you've just you sound amazed.
I am waiting, but I believe Spectre has taken down Mayday. And Spectre is playing Rob Kiernan in the winners bracket final. I know it says winners semi-final, but just assume it's the winners bracket final, technically. I guess we can call it whatever you want, semi-final, because there's two teams or two matches, but yeah. Yeah, that's a surprise for me. I would not have made it Spectre to go that far. I'm not sure what happened to Mayday. And Mayday now has left himself with a tall order, because he's going to have to play Panda if Panda doesn't bottle it, or Krungus, or Dry. Tough matches ahead for Mayday. And maybe for Sam, Shallow, and Ryan, all got tough matches, because as you're still in the bracket there somewhere.
Yeah, ads are still floating around and he's a massive danger if he's fixed his controller problems or whatever issues he had that forced him to lose to Taste Rainbows earlier in the tournament. He could definitely be a threat. At the moment he is where it's ads he's playing Epics for a chance to play Jo, and then once he's played Jo, he is on the same side of the bracket as both his good friend Ryan, Shallow, and Lovely Cans, who is still doing well, still coasting along. He's got 2 wins so far. He's doing well. And yes, Spectre has indeed taken down Mayday, and That's a shock result, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say that's a shock result. Go on, forehead, but I would agree.
No, I'd agree. Spectre is just, I think he's just new to a lot of people, and no one really knew what to expect. He is mechanically really, really good. He is, of course, on the RLI's IEL team this season. So I've seen him play a bit, and mechanically he is brilliant, which I guess is what has helped him get this far so far. But yeah, Mayday can be a very good player and is maybe not a once tournament winner, I'm not sure, but definitely a tournament winner. So we know he has what it takes, and that's a big win.
Absolutely, and we're getting to the latter stages, especially of the upper bracket. The lower bracket's still fairly long way to go. We're sort of in the midst of the losers round 4, obviously, of 8. So they're still going along, they're still doing well, as Pengu and Marco have now checked in, so I'll be sending this information over to my co-casters who, oh, it's already there, I'm just a bit slow. So we will be handing over to our casters. Who's going to be casting?
Me, me, August, Dave Forehead.
Shit, Oscar Elga. Just to
Here.
really spice it up. No, I think that's a bit ambitious. But yeah, no, Peggy versus Marco, big match. And of course, bit of pressure now because they'll know that the winner of this makes it through and the loser has to go into the loser's bracket and fight it out with all those other great names that we were saying are in the loser's bracket so far. So it's a tight one, it's a feisty one, and of course it is a best of one. So it should be very interesting to see. Just waiting on whoever's responsibility it is to actually make the game, if they could do that.
I believe they have made it now, because I am joining, and we're going to be getting into
I am
this one.
Andrew.
Playing on the Forbidden Temple, it seems, and I'm going to hand things over to our casters for this match, Dave, Forehead, and Nate.
Dave, get in here.
I'm doing it, don't worry. Thank you very much, Rez. Yeah, a very hot matchup here between these two guys. We'll have to see how they get on. Marco in the blue, Pengu in the orange. Big matchup here. We'll see who can get the first kickoff of this game. They even want to start things off. No one wants to go for the second ball straight away. They don't want to lose out. Pengu, though, forcing it into that blue half to start things off. Let's see, can he get some pressure on? He's taking all the boost away from Marco straight away. Nearly, you can see there's a clear tactic here.
Yeah, Pengu, from watching him in previous things, his boost management is for next to nothing, and he's very utilising that straight away as he's going to score the first goal of this game.
Yeah. Really weird, interesting, patient, grindy kind of play, but you got there. And Pengu with the first goal of this game. 30 seconds in, it felt a lot longer than 30 seconds watching some of that.
Yeah,
But you can see that is Pengu's style and that is Pengu's tactic.
Yeah, his patience is his best asset in ones, and I think people just struggle to deal with that sometimes and just don't know what the hell the guy's doing.
Marco with a big miss there. He's actually hit that on target, so I've got to go again. Does well there. I wonder if he's a little bit flustered after that start. Maybe didn't expect that was how Pengu was going to play this. But we'll see here what Marco can do. Finally with boost and ball in his possession for the first time this game. Chance for a dribble. It's a great flick too, and Pengu's up. And he's equal to on this occasion. What a save that was. He's got to go again and again. Fantastic save, fantastic speed from Pengu. Get behind the ball twice. Pengu picking his moments for the challengers, doing so well. Misses out on the boost and is so hard done by to not get that one in the corner either. But we'll see. Still holding Marco at base, still keeping him honest. And it's a good save and a big demo though for Marco. He could have a chance, but I don't know if he can get around the ball quick enough. He has a shot on target nonetheless, and Pengu can't get there. And that'll be Marco's first goal of the game, 1-1 with a minute and a half played.
Yeah, you can just see there, Pengu is just so efficient and he's just an absolute pest. He had 0 boost, but he managed to keep Marco out for so long there, and just, I'm surprised Marco even scored. That's how well Pengu was defending there.
I have to say credit to Marco though, he did well, he was patient, kept moving the ball around, kept moving it away from Pengu, and eventually got his reward for it. So see, can he make that happen again? Looks to play this one over the top of Pengu. Starting from his own back, but a bit of a risky maneuver, but he's gotten away with it here. See if he can dribble it around Pengu. It's a big flick, and I don't think Pengu was expecting that. Saw Marco pull this off against Shallow, and now he's done it again here against Pengu. Really has his flicks nailed down.
Nailed down. Just as you handed it over to me, yeah, that's a monster flick from Marco there. Surprised, not like Pengu to get caught out like that, but it was a monster flick, so we'll cut him a bit of slack there, I think, Dave.
Yeah, well, either way, we play on with Marco in the lead here. Pengu having to come out, having to make something happen. Can't get around Marco on this occasion, and he hands the ball back to him as well. So we'll see here, can Marco increase his lead? Another flick opportunity comes his way, and another goal goes the way of Marco as well. Well, we know where Marco's dangerous from now.
Yeah, hopefully Pengu, I'm about to call him Pengu again. Pengu, I'm more than likely start to read this. I think he was just caught a bit low boost there as well, in that situation.
Here we go, another good kick off from Pengu. I've noticed he's been winning a lot of them, but Marco's been able to recover a lot of the time too. Not the best of shots from Pengu, as Marco's able to clear it away. We'll see what he wants to do with it this time, and I'm sure he'll be looking for another flick opportunity. Here we go, ball on top, flick over. But this time Pengu is wise to it. Knocks it away, but gets stuck in his own goal. Give Marco another chance to go again. That flick, not so threatening as before. Pengu does well to get boost, and the ball under control here. Looking to take it around Marco with a dribble. It's nearly worked out for him, as Marco just flips his way into safety. Let's see what Marco does this time around. Up the wall we go. 2 minutes still left in this game. A lot of acrobatics going on as Marco just takes that straight towards net, actually. And it's a handy enough save for Pengu here. Pengu really needs to create a couple of chances of goal scoring opportunities. He hits it off the bottom of the crossbar. Where's Marco? There he is. And it stays 3-1 nailer.
Yeah, Pengu trying to be very smart there and just expects Marco to just come diving out on net, but Marco very intelligently just plays it patient and gets the save because of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. The tactics and the sort of, not exactly the mind games, but trying to figure out how the other one works, what the other one's going to do. Really is a chess game we have in front of us here. It's a great shot from Pengu, comes in, and Marco equal to it. That's a fantastic top corner save. Pengu goes again. A minute 20 left. He's got to get a goal or two now. This hasn't been that high scoring a game. So you fancy Pengu needs to get one sooner rather than later to really get things kicking off. Marco going to keep this one in the orange half. He's taking it away from Pengu, actually. Maybe he didn't expect it first. Pengu, though, looking for a dribble opportunity. Takes it past Marco. Can he get it on target? No, he can't.
No.
The bump from Marco, just enough to throw him off. And with less than a minute remaining now, Marco's a chance to make it 4-1. And it isn't to be, but this is slowly becoming Marco's game. And as I say that...
Oh my god!
Wait, Pengu splattered off the crossbar! Pengu! What are you doing off the post as well? It's all gone wrong!
No!
Pengu, I can't contain my voice. And it's,
Oh my god! Has he
Pengu,
blown his only
please.
chance?
Oh, and he's hit the post again! It couldn't be more and more going away from him right now. Looks for the air dribble, nearly gets the bump onto Marco too. Pengu desperately needs a shot on target, and that was nearly it. Marco with a great save, able to just tap it away from his net. Here we go, Pengu surely can get this one in on target. He does. And now, Naylor, now the kickoff is crucial.
Yeah, this. Oh, sorry, I was trying to keep it together, Dave. That was amazing. This is the most crucial kick-off of Pengu's tournament. Right here, sorry, you just go, I can't.
Yeah, here we
I'm struggling
go.
here.
They're lined up for the kickoff. It's a fairly straight one. Pengu looks to slow it right down, and it doesn't really work out for him. Both of them very far away from the ball here. Pengu, 3 seconds left. He has to keep it up. It's a good challenge from Marco, and that is going to be the game. And well, unfortunately for Pengu, it's a game of what ifs and what could have been. And you can see that that was fun at the end. Something tells me there's an element of sarcasm in that one.
Oh, that's just one summed up in a nutshell for you, Dave. And especially in the best of one situation, if you don't take your chances, it's just desperate. And it bounced down, hit the crossbar, and Pengu just couldn't catch it. And then he just he hit the post again, and then finally scoring about 30 seconds later when there was only 7 seconds left, which wasn't really much time for him to really get back into the game and getting outdone really by just two good flicks from Marco. Really simple as.
Yeah, no, very, very well done. Really, really, really good stuff from Marco to make it through. Pengu definitely not on form. I think you've seen Pengu play better on another day that could have gone the other way. But yeah, there we go. We have our first confirmed player through to the 12 Titans. Congratulations to Marco.
Yeah.
And of course, Pengu has got the long road through the losers bracket now, so that could be tasty as well.
Yeah, thank you very much to Forehead and Naylor, and I would also like to report that not just Marco is through, but Rob Kiernan has made it through to the
Get out of
finals.
town.
He has defeated Spectre 8-3 in the other semi-final, and that is all she wrote for the upper bracket. And I believe as we let things continue through in the lower bracket, we are going to go to a brief break, so we can collect our thoughts and get ready to bring you some new content in the lower bracket of the 4th season of the Irish 12 Titans, brought to you by Rocket League Ireland. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Irish 12 Titans Season 4, brought to you by Rocket League Ireland, and we have completed the upper bracket of our first qualifier, but things are not over. I'm joined on the desk this evening by Enwrong, Forehead and Naylor. Thank you all for joining me, and we've seen the upper bracket. We've seen 2 of the 4 competitors going through into the final to face off against the 4 gatekeepers on Sunday. I just want to hear from you, Forehead. I'll start with you. What's the biggest upset that you've seen so far?
Biggest upset. I know it's been said a lot. Taste Rainbows. Beating Fusher has been a big one. I'm trying to see if there's any others that I would really give a shout out to, but I think that is the main one, and it's kind of on everyone's mind. So
Sorry.
I'd have to say that. Well, yeah, sorry, I'm focusing on upper bracket only for the minute. But yeah, actually, Darcy beating D-Box too was a pretty big one in my mind. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, interesting. Naylor, have you got anything maybe from the whole maybe from the bracket as a whole that you think's a big upset?
Definitely Can's taking out Darcy is a massive upset. I couldn't have seen that happening. And Marco kind of easily dispatched the upper bracket and just qualified with ease. I don't think he was really pushed much in general, to be honest.
Yeah, Marco, convincing player all the way through, and Enwrong. Has anyone really sort of disappointed you with their performances so far today? Now that you've seen sort of the fair majority of the bracket.
So I'm going to be hard on the NSG boys because I'm an NSG manager. Mayday and Panda have let themselves down, I think, today. They haven't played well, especially Panda. Panda got knocked out very early. Mayday didn't do too bad. He got another round into it. They're not going to be too happy with their performance. Mayday shouldn't be losing the Spectre, in my opinion. But you know, Darcy a little bit let himself down. He shouldn't be losing the cans. And I would say dry on paper. I know he doesn't play much Rocket League, at least not on his Steam account. But losing to Dmox is a big surprise for me.
Yeah, we do have Panda versus Teamworks going on at the moment, and the match beyond that, the winner of Panda versus Teamworks, will go on to play Mayday, so we definitely could see a bit of an NSG rivalry. I would like to tune in and watch that one. But if we just have a look at the bracket as a whole, which side of the lower bracket do you think is a little bit easier to make your way through?
I'd definitely go with the upper, maybe. Upper.
I personally would disagree, actually.
Because you're going to have to go in the bottom, you're going to have to go choose Sam, Mayday, and Pengu to qualify. Well, not Anne.
They're just so hard though. Like you've got Adzer,
Yeah.
Ryan, Shallow, and Spectre. You've got, I would say, Panda, Mayday, Sam, Pengu. Like I don't see either of them being easy. Like honestly, I mean, like
Yeah.
I would say Spectre is definitely an inferior player to Pengu as the last person to play. So if I'm coming from the from the top side of the bracket, and I'm a Ryan, Adzer, or Shadow, I'd fancy my chances beating Spectre. I wouldn't necessarily fancy my chances beating Pengu, that's for sure. But yeah, that's a really hard question, I think.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
nearly agreeing with me there, Rob.
yeah.
You're nearly agreeing with me there.
Yeah, it's tough though. I don't know. I would have fancied Sam to make it, to be honest, after seeing how well he did against Rob Kiernan. But he's got Pengu on his side of the bracket, and that could be a disastrous game for anyone to play.
Yeah, we absolutely can't forget that although Pengu has just lost his last game to Marco, he is by no means out. I mean, he's still a fantastic ones player, and I think he's possibly, or arguably, the favourite for going through.
Which now? What were we talking about here? Sorry, someone was just DMing me again with another issue, of course, as always.
Yeah, I
You're gonna
spaced that as well.
You're going to have to face that question there before and Naylor, to be honest.
Right. Okay. So yeah, Pengu isn't at all a bad player. I think it's a fair assumption that he's going to go through. Can we agree with that, or do you think Panda, Mayday, even possibly Sam, could take the fight to him?
I'm gonna say yes, but keep in mind that there's gonna be a lot of time between that last game he played and when he has to play next. And if he's not screaming at anyone, if he's not in free play doing whatever, if he's just sitting around chatting, listening to music or whatever, then he might find himself in a harder game than he realizes. And that could be even more of a shock than before. Now, how much that game would have actually gotten to him, maybe by the time he actually plays this final match, maybe not too much. But yes, he should go through. Whether he actually will is down to him and what preparation he can do between now and that game.
I kind of think I'd like to see a Sam and Pengu final just because it's a good contrast in styles, as in Pengu's very calm and collected and manages his boots well, and Sam's just all out of offense, going to bring it to Pengu, and I think I'd like to see a Pengu and Sam final.
Yeah, I just want to pick up on the insight you gave, Forehead. You mentioned that if Pengu's sort of chilling and listens to music, he might have slightly less of a chance. What sort of impact, or what do you think these players should be doing to sort of stay in the right mindset and stay focused, ready for their next game?
Well, it's about time management, and I mean, you see this in any sort of tournament or whatever, esports or otherwise. And see, we see here that his last game, Pengu's next game, sorry, is scheduled for roughly half 9, right? So if I say him, between now and 9, I'd be nothing. Maybe grab something to eat, grab a drink, relax, whatever, and then from 9 o'clock onwards, slowly ramp it up again. Slowly start to warm up, bit of free play, maybe queue a match or two. Why not? You've got the time. And then get into that match with whoever it is, and go from there. So that's what I would be doing, because he's got a lot of time on his hands between now and then. And I think if he tries to stay at 100% the whole way for nearly an hour, that's going to be just tiring and not actually helpful. So there's a balance to be found.
Yeah, possibly a bit tilting as well. Ones does have a tendency to get in your nerves, especially if you're not winning. And in other news, my Parable has taken down Blar in the lower bracket 6-4 to take him through into the losers round 6. A shock result. What do we think?
I think that's the biggest shock I've seen so far. I wouldn't expect the Parable to take down Blah. Parable, not only is he on Xbox and he's the disadvantage with the terrible input lag that Xbox has, the fact that he's taking down Blah, a player who's pretty highly rated. I'm not sure what happened to Blah, but Blah's had a couple of tournaments now in a row where he hasn't performed to expectation. He has been playing a lot of F1, so maybe he needs to stop doing that because it's affecting his Rocket League, and he's underperforming massively in a lot of Rocket League tournaments now consistently, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's something you've got to do, especially when you're managing different games, managing different things, managing different game modes even, because obviously very few people in this tournament will play exclusively ones. A lot of them threes mains. I think the only one I can really think of, Robkin and Pengu, probably the only ones mains I can really think of in this bracket, and that could sort of have a bearing on your play style as well. Of if you're used to playing threes, so you're used to relying on rotations and aerial plays, and then you go to ones and you're forced to play on the ground with flicks and sort of last ditch saves, then it can really throw off your game quite a bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, ones are so grounded, that's the problem. And players like SPF, for example, excel in this kind of environment. Players like, I would say, Little Dude, for example, excel in this environment. Players who've got really good car control compared to aerial control. They're the kind of players that excel. And Parable clearly has that. And well done to him. And he should be proud of himself. And he's got a difficult matchup next, because I assume Ads is going to come through a Trailblazer against Jo. I'm pretty sure Panda has just beaten Dmox,
Yes,
so I see Dmox in the chat.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
Panda has beaten Dmox 10-4, and that would put Mayday up against Panda in
NSG.
round 7. NSG, I think we will.
Maybe you should go into that one, huh?
Yeah, I
That's what
think,
you should
I think
do.
that's definitely
My
a game
pizza
we
is
look
nearly
into.
ready, but yeah, you should go into that one.
Yeah, because that is
Actually,
a game
maybe
I'd
I've got
love
time to join. I can join in as well. How about that? Yeah, I'll watch, but you can cast. I'm just going to enjoy my pizza and decide which one of these two I'm going to boot.
I'm just thinking in my head that Rob can criticise and will cast. That's how that matchup will work.
Yeah, you just hear me in the background going, "Oh, terrible, terrible."
Actually, Rob, to put you on the spot, who do you want to win?
Who do I want to win?
That match?
Who do I want to win? I don't really care who wins as such. I'd expect Panda to win it, to be honest. I bet Mayday's a better ones player, but Panda, I don't see Mayday going through the losers bracket final, if I'm honest. I think Sam will beat Mayday if Sam plays Mayday. And I don't fancy Mayday's chances against Pengu. They're fairly even in series, I'm pretty sure. But Mayday has a habit of not playing as well in tournaments as he does in ranked or in little scrims. Panda's a bit more clutch in that regard. I don't know. I'd like to see Mayday doing well for once, actually. It'd be good for his confidence. Because he's kind of been underperforming a lot in a lot of like these little tournaments and stuff. So it'd be good to see Mayday to actually do well. But I'd rather both of them go through, but unfortunately I don't in that regard. But actually, now that I think about it, for once I'd actually probably hope Mayday does better for Panda, because Panda's confidence is going to be high anyway. He doesn't really care. about this. But Mayday, I think, could use a confidence boost in tournaments because he kind of struggles a lot in tournaments.
Okay, interesting.
So we will be getting into this Mayday versus Panda match fairly soon, I believe. And it's definitely going to be a tight one. I think Panda's slightly more astute ones player, but Mayday has performed well up until now in the tournament. So I'm not sure which way this is going to go. Either way, the winner will likely go on to play Pengu. They would have to go through either LTX Sam, Little Dude, or Slick Mick, and I would say that if you're Panda, you're thinking, well, Mayday's going to be my tough game. Sam could be tough as well, but then the big challenge is Pengu in the final match. So I think you've got to look ahead of a situation like this and sort of assess your situation and know where the real challenge lies in the bracket.
I would disagree with that. I think you should focus on one game at a time. If Panda gets ahead of himself and starts thinking about the next game, he's going to get slapped by Mayday, and vice versa. They should think about winning this game, getting this game over and done with, and then look at the next game. For me, because if you start thinking about Pengu, next thing you know, you're out, and you don't have a great seeding for the next bracket. You have to remember Panda was seed 4, I think it was, or 5. Mayday was seed 6, I think it was. And the two of those certainly won't be getting great seeds for next one if whichever one of them drops out here. So it's really important that one of these does well, because you have outliers like Spectre. If he doesn't go through, for example, in this bracket, then he's going to have an unreal seed next time. You'll have My Parables, like Mick, Little Dude. Like, there's a couple of players there that are going to have really good seeds. So I'd hate to be one of those, to be honest.
Also, the dream run has ended. Lovely Cans has fallen to Jaffa. He did make top 16, which definitely exceeded his expectations coming into things here, but it was a good run. Lovely Cans will fall to Jaffa. We're still waiting. Here we go. Mayday and Panda have readied themselves up, and we'll be getting into this game fairly shortly as Mayday faces off against Panda.
I'm going to join in, and I'll be back with my pizza. Hopefully none of... Oh, I just happened to mute myself. That's fantastic. Hopefully none of them will rage quit by the time I'm back, but I'll let you take it away, guys.
Thank you very much. And I'm not sure who's going to be casting this one. We might just end up having a bit of a free-for-all. But a ones game is definitely a different dynamic, especially compared to threes. Obviously, these two are teammates, but they're teammates in threes, and neither player here is sort of specifically tailored towards the ones game mode, which is going to provide a different dynamic. We could see potentially some more scrappy play, some more mistakes, potentially some more overcommits as well. That's something that particularly Panda could fall victim to. And we have found ourselves on Manfield, and this is going to be a very interesting match between Panda and Mayday. Let's get things going.
Yeah, it should be a very, very fun game, and I expect a decent amount of this will be played in the air. Now, I'm very prepared to be wrong, as per usual, but I just feel like both these players will feel confident and comfortable in the air, and we'll see how this plays out. But Panda, pretty ideal start for him. Pretty ideal.
Absolutely. Something just to note is Panda is able to do the speed flip kickoff. I'm not sure whether Mayday can do the same, but in the few times that I have played Panda in the past, that kickoff is absolutely unstoppable if you don't know how to counter it. And if Mayday doesn't know how, then he could be in real trouble later in this game.
Let's see how this plays out with Panda. Another great chance on net, but Mayday with a good save. One thing about Mayday is he has been always pretty good defensively, so Panda will have his work cut out, but at the same time, Panda's no slouch attacking, so this will be an exciting matchup altogether. See here, Panda with another big opportunity. Mayday just about gets up in time. Panda, though, looking to go for round 2 here. Grabs the boost, flicks it into the middle for himself, and Mayday knocks it away. Just see the guys feeling each other out. No one wants to concede anymore. No one wants to give anything away too soon in this game, and you can see the tension is there. The tension is building up already.
Yeah, something else that's interesting to note is Panda electing to go for the Fennec when usually he would be an Octane main, but that's a mistake from Mayday. But Panda choosing to go with the Fennec could imply he's going to be a little bit more interested in the ground game, some more flicks possibly than what he'd normally do, as he gets the down onto Mayday and frees out the play.
Yeah, well, it was a convenient demo, but actually doesn't really make the most of it. See here now, he doesn't have any boost on him, but Mayday doesn't know that. It's a good flick from Panda. As he looks to just keep the ball away from Mayday as much as possible, but that touch wasn't great. Mayday with a chance, but he wasn't really to know as he knocks that one wide. He goes again looking for the shot on target, and Panda equal to it, but maybe unaware of where Mayday is. And again, as Mayday gets the demo, surely the open net will be found. And we'll bring it back to 1-all.
That's a brilliant demo from Mayday. Just reads where Panda's going. He knows that Panda wants the boost, and he'll get the boost and the ball and demo, and he'll level things up with 3 and a bit minutes to go.
Oh, I see here's kickoff is king sometimes. Not on that occasion, no, pretty even kickoff. Mayday looking to retain possession, but without the boost, I feel like Panda will get this back handily enough. See as Mayday plays it around Panda. Panda can be in real trouble here. He knocks it onto his own backward and very riskily across the net. But it works out as he gets the demo on Mayday too. A bit of time looking for a dribble. You called it, Rez. This might be what Panda's looking to do the whole time as he gets the bump on Mayday. And that is a fantastic goal from Panda. I don't know how intentional, but it got there.
Yeah, very nice from Panda. Just pops it over Mayday, or pops the ball at Mayday and just takes him out of the play. You can't save it if you're dead, and Panda puts himself back into the lead, but it's only 1 goal. Tides can swing very quickly in ones, and he's going to want to get another just to solidify his lead, but Mayday pressing forward, trying to level it up again, but can't do so.
See Panda, ball back in his possession, looks to go to the air, looks for the air dribble, looks to get it under Mayday, and he just squeezes it there.
Oh!
Mayday! Oh, I thought it was going to stay out for a moment, but it doesn't quite. Panda will be thanking his lucky stars here.
Millimeters separating the ball from being a goal. If Mayday just got slightly better touch on the initial clear, he might have had a chance of getting it out for good, but halfway through the game there's still plenty of time. Mayday just needs to stay calm as Panda fakes the kickoff. You don't see that too often in ones.
No, but Panda clearly knew what he was doing. Gets the ball in his possession, gets it over Mayday. That's very nicely and easily done there to make it 4-1.
Yeah, you also have to note that it is a best of 1. There's no saying, oh, we can just leave it until next game. Let's call this one quits and focus on the next. There is no more chances. You are in the lower bracket. If you lose this game, you are out, and Mayday is looking in a tad bit of trouble for the moment.
Panda looking to follow that one up again, and that is very nicely played from Panda. Kickoff's working out very, very well for him at the minute, and then he reads this one to perfection, catching it right on the bounce.
A very nice shot from Panda, and it's that kickoff I mentioned earlier. He just seems to have the knack to get the ball beyond the opponent, which is even more sort of useful in ones, to be able to get the ball past the opponent.
Yeah, it truly is. We see Panda comes back for the second shot on target, nearly plays it that near post. Mayday though able to get it away and just about get that ball away from Panda. Let's see here how Mayday tries to play this one. But Panda's so quick, giving Mayday no time whatsoever to get the ball under control. Mayday really struggling to get a foothold in this game, but he might have a chance here as Panda on the back foot, but able to get around the ball and over in time. Panda takes to the skies once again, looks for a bump on Mayday. Mayday waits till the very, very last second to jump for that. Very, very well done from him. Minute and 20 to go. Mayday looking to get this around Panda, but Panda again having absolutely none of it. Just a simple touch for him, and that's going to be 6-1 with a minute 15 to go.
Panda just showing his raw ability here, and gets the doink off the roof of his car, makes it 6-1, and Mayday has to start it now. Obviously, you hear casters a lot in one say that it is always possible, but as every second ticks down, the chance of Mayday making a comeback just gets slimmer and slimmer, and every second that Panda delays, see that boost steal, that's just brought Panda another couple of seconds, and he just needs to do that a couple more times, maybe snatch another goal, and that will confirm things. But Mayday makes a last-ditch save. What a save from him.
Okay, well, that didn't make sense, but well done, Mayday. Take your hat off there. Yeah, no, you're right, and Panda's boost stealing this game and boost control over the game has been incredible. As I said, I made it slotting a very nice one home there, to be fair. Plays it so well just to get it as close as possible and then flicks it the other way.
Yeah, Panda possibly went slightly too long on the goal line. Maybe should have committed slightly earlier just to get into Mayday's face. He knows that he has the room to make mistakes, but he'll just concede that one there. But he still looks to be reasonably safe as he's still 6-2 in favour of him.
I'm back. Hello, boys.
Welcome back. It is now 6-3 in favour of Panda.
6-3. How long is left?
32 seconds.
Oh. Could be tough. It's possible. Ones.
Absolutely, and just sort of 20 seconds ago it was 6-1 to Panda, so Mayday has began to make up the deficit, but he needs to continue this and needs to continue it quickly as he could try and get a power shot off here. He's got it on the roof of his car, but he's run out of boost and he's lost it off the top of his car, and he just can't get the flick off, and Panda gets it clear.
Let's see here what Mayday tries to do with 15 seconds left. He might, he just squeezes that one wide. And Panda, I thought he'd have a better clear opportunity than that, but with 5 seconds here, I feel like that is game up, game over. And very, very well done to Panda for making it through to the next round. Mayday crashes out here, and I'll have to go again on Thursday if he wants to qualify for R12 Titans. Might get one last one, just to rub it in.
Gets a consolation goal, but that is all it is, and Panda will move on to face off against either LTX Sam or it'll be either LTX Sam or Little Dude in the next round, and the winner of that will go on to play Pengu, and the winner of that will go through to the 12 Titans final. So we are going to jump back to the desk just for a couple of minutes while we assess the situation and look forward to the next couple of games. Thank you very much. So, now that we are back on the desk, we also, while we were on while we were casting that game, Little Dude took down Slick Mick, and that was 6-3. That was a fairly good performance from him, and he'll go on to face LTX Sam. What do we think of Little Dude's chances of taking the fight to LTX Sam?
I'll go first. Farhad, do you mind? Farhad, do you mind?
No,
Do you
go
mind?
for-
Do you mind?
go.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
What do I think of Little Dude's chances against LTX Sam? If Sam bottles it, maybe there's a chance.
But is that
That's
all?
about as nice. That's about as nice as I can
probably
go.
a strong favourite, yeah.
Sam is a far superior player to Little Dude in every aspect. Little Dude's doing very well. He has done roughly as well as I thought he would. I thought he'd maybe go around less. So well done to him. He took full advantage of Adzer earlier on in the tournament having his issues. So, yeah, I mean, this is as far as he goes. I can't see him winning this, and I'm sure in 5 minutes' time we'll be telling everyone else that. However, you never know.
You do never know, and that's especially the nature of not just Rocket League, but also of the one's game mode. I think games can go either way, especially in a best of one scenario. We just don't know who's going to take it, and obviously Lovely Can's been knocked out a little bit earlier. Jaffa, who beat Cans, has gone on to play Ryan, who is still in the tournament. He did take that loss earlier to Pengu, but he's still going, still fighting for his position. And his good friend Adza is playing against My Parable as things stand, and the winner will go on to play Shallow. So, still lots more to play for, lots of people left in the bracket, and I'd just like to get your insight. I'll go to you first, Enwrong. Is who is the who is sort of the big shock of this tournament? Who do you think's stepped out and gone above your expectations?
Spectre, so far. Spectre by far. By like really far, I would say. The only one that's close, I guess, is Little Dude and My Parable. But Spectre has done exceptionally well. To get as far as he did, and yeah, he took advantage of a few things that went his way. Like Future having her issues with the controller, but like you have to do that, and you can only beat who's in front of you. And Spectre put up a decent fight against Rob Kiernan. You know, it wasn't a whitewash like all his other games, except for Sam's one. He did okay. 8-3 isn't the worst result in the world against a top 30 or top 40 1v1 player. So for me, Spectre at this moment in time would be my guy who's like done like way above expectations. So congrats to him. I had faith in him. I did put him in my top I call them my 17 players that were a threat. And I'm glad I did. But yeah, not really. No one else really has stood out massively. Cans has done very well as well. Little dude and my parable have all done decent. Yeah.
Yeah, you just mentioned my parable. His road has ended at the defeat of Adza. Adza goes on to play Shallow, and I think we're gonna keep an eye on this game and follow on with it, because this is definitely going to be an interesting one. Who do you think will take it out of Shallow and Adza?
Has to be Adzer, surely.
Has to be
I
answered,
mean,
yeah.
Shallow is a good player for all intents and purposes, but Adzer is very, very much, I would say, the favourite in that game.
Adza the favourite. I mean, he did drop down earlier on to Taste Members, but that was due to a controller issue. So, where do you think Adza would have got to had he not had those issues that sent him to the low bracket early on?
It's really hard to say. I think there is a chance that you would have just qualified without a single loss. I can't. Like, it's really hard to think of who else would be at that level at his quality, to be able to beat him. So I certainly don't think he belongs. He definitely didn't belong in the early stages of the losers bracket. That's for sure. And I mean, we're seeing that now as he's just coming through the rounds consistently. So we'll see. We'll see how Shallow does. It'll be an interesting maybe benchmark. We saw Marco, for example, he beat Shallow. So we'll see if Azza can beat by a bigger or smaller scoreline, and that'd be an interesting comparison. But I don't think Shallow will be able to win this one.
On another note, LTX Sam taking down Little Dude in the other half of the bracket. Apparently, Little Dude was having some major lag in that game, but he still keeps it within 1 goal. Sam ending up defeating Little Dude 4-3. But so that next match of LTX Sam and Panda, we won't be tuning into that one. I think we're going to have our focus on Shallow versus Adza whenever that gets going in the not so distant future. But while we're here, do we just want to take a brief look at LTX Sam versus Panda, as that's another game that will go on off stream. Do we think that LTX Sam has what it takes to take it to Panda, who's looked so good aside from his loss to Marco?
Yeah, definitely. Sam is more than capable. Like, you can see with his performance against Rob Kernan that he has definitely what it takes to bring it to Panda. And I'd nearly go for Sam in this game ahead of Panda.
Yeah, I think Panda's. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'd agree with Naylor. I think Sam's a better one player than Panda, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Panda is more of a person that can take someone out of the game, but in a threes environment. And Panda's biggest arsenal of weapons are in the air, not in the ground. And Sam's the opposite. Sam's really good in the ground and not particularly. Sam's good in the air, don't get me wrong. He's fast, he's excellent, but he can't make double taps or really difficult shots, whereas Panda can consistently. You take that away from Panda, and Panda becomes a little bit more human. And for me, I think Sam's better on the ground. He's got better car control on the ground. He's better with the flicks on the car, and he's a demo-hungry man. So for me, I think Sam has this in the bag. I'd be surprised, but we never know. And
yeah, and with this being ones, demos are going to be all the more tilting in this sort of environment, and especially with the best of one, like a few demos can literally just win you a match.
Yeah, definitely interesting stuff, and we will have a match coming in soon enough. I think it's going to be LTX Sam against Panda. I think we're going to tune into this one.
Do it.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Sounds like we're doing it. So a definitely interesting one. I think we'll leave this one to one of the other casters, Naylor and any takers for casting.
I can do it. Give me a minute, okay? Just join into the match, and I need to finish this last slice of pizza. So I'm going to mute myself, and I'll.
Fair enough. Pizza does always come first, as I'm sure everyone in Rocket League Island knows. We're going to be getting into this one. This is going to be an interesting game. So obviously, two of my fellow desk hosts do have their faith in LTX Sam, but I'm not so sure. I do think Panda has what it takes to take this, and yeah, I have faith in my fellow CS:GO teammate Panda that he can pull through and take this one. But we'll have to see.
Are we just hanging on for Rob, are we?
I believe we are waiting for a slice of pizza to be finished, to be shoved into
It's going as fast as it can. Buy me time.
So let's just talk on the topic. Something briefly we could just talk about is Panda in Twitch chat has been saying he dislikes playing the kind of Rocket League he played, or that he had to play, against Mayday. I think that's sort of accurate to Panda's playstyle. I think Panda enjoys playing quickly, he enjoys being up in the air. And when he's stuck on the ground, he's still competent at it. He can still certainly win games, but he just doesn't have the same level of confidence. And if LTX Sam could sort of play that to his advantage, there's definitely an opportunity, a window of opportunity for Sam to sneak a win. But I still think Panda has arguably got the advantage, but we'll have to see how things go.
Yes, indeed we do. We are ready to go, Naylor. I assume you're doing casting with me.
I am indeed.
Cool. Let me take things away then. We are in, of course, the losers quarter final. I think it's called technically, as there is no losers final. Losers round 8. Yeah, losers round 8. We're going to go with that. And we have Sam versus Panda. Sam in the orange and Panda in the blue. Oh, and a fake kickoff straight away. And I can tell you why that is. I can tell you straight away. Oh, yes. Naylor, let me tell you why that is. Sam fakes it because Panda has a special type of kickoff that him and only a few others have, the likes of Mulholland, the speed flip kickoff. And Sam is extremely worried over that kind of kickoff, and you can see why, can't you?
Yeah, the fake straight away immediately on the first kickoff really tells you how Sam is feeling about this kickoff. And
Yeah, and he's getting done by kick. Oh, yes. A nice little play there by Panda, but again, he wins the kickoff very convincingly in his favor. And Sam just can't. He missed that pad. That was so critical there. Had he got that pad, he may have had a chance to stop that play.
yeah, this game is going to be made or break on the kickoff. Sam is really going to have to try to just figure out some way to counteract it.
Yeah, and again, he gets caught slightly on the kickoff, but he has the boost this time to recover. And Sam puts it on the wall, and it bounces up kindly for him, gives him possession of the ball. Sam on the ball on the ground is a dangerous player. Panda needs to be very respectful of that. Sam now takes the boost in the corner. Panda launches a shot on net, but it should be handy enough for Sam to get to, and he does put it into the corner. And now he's on the wall. He's actually got a good chance here to score. I don't think Panda can make this. Oh, he does! What a save by Panda. Sam now.
Sam. Go on.
Go ahead.
Go!
Yeah, and Sam, you can tell Panda's out of boost now. Can Sam recognize this? And is Sam going to go for the boost? He's going to go for a demo on the wall. And I can tell you that straight away because I've played against Sam enough to know exactly what he's going to do in that situation there, Naylor. And as we mentioned earlier, and as you talked about a little bit, he is very demo heavy, isn't he?
Yeah, demos are a big part of Sam's game, and it's surprising that he hasn't got one yet. Oh, big dunk.
Whew. That was a very intelligent play there by Sam. He completely did Panda. He did him with the big brains playing Panda with the small brain. He doesn't respect Sam's 50 though. He really doesn't, does he? I mean, he's like, okay, I need to get this ball fast. He doesn't think about what Sam is potentially doing with this ball. And Sam dunks him brilliantly, and as you said, a really good play there. And all of a sudden, 2-1. Panda now takes the ball up into the corner. He got the boost most importantly off Sam, but Sam has a little bit to work with here, I believe. Panda now dangerous when he has the ball on his hood, and he absolutely does. Sam, he gets faked out of it. Thinks Panda's going to flick, and Panda sends Sam really far away. Naylor, you must be feeling bad for him now, right?
Oh, stop. That's the worst thing that can happen. I wouldn't mind Sam's 50s are normally very good, but Panda just catches him out with the ultra patient play there, and Sam just caught a little bit out of his depth here.
There's that kickoff again, the speed flip kickoff we talked about, Naylor. And he's absolutely done. Sam's going to have to panic here now with this, and he is going to go for it. He got the boost, which is most important, and he's up super quick to that. An important save there, and he doesn't get demoed, surprisingly. Psyonix might want to address those physics. Sam now has the ball on his car. Looking for a little bounce dribble, but Panda takes it off of him. And I have to say one thing I've seen at the moment. When Sam tries to take a patience play, Panda's very quick to challenge, but it's not the same on the other side, Naylor. What would you say to that?
Yeah, Sam's not being his overly aggressive self, and I think just Panda knows what way Sam's going to play, so I think he's just Panda's an intelligent player. I think he knows how to counteract it.
Important demo though for Sam, and he's got a great chance here, Naylor, and I assume we're going to see the ball rolling into the net, and there we go. The demos we talked about again. I really don't like demos, Naylor. I'm a bit like squishy muffins. I mean, I like doing them. I don't like to be on the receiving end of them, mind you. But
Yeah.
You can see they're a very useful mechanic.
Yeah, definitely. That's Gitsy through and through. He loves a good demo, but if it happens to him, it's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, there's a few questionable words that Gitsy normally mutters when he gets demoed. I'm sure Panda was mentioning something similar there when that happened. Panda now on the ball. He's low on boost though, and if Sam can recognize this, he can really take advantage of this. Sam though, will he go for the boost here? Will he go for the ball? He fakes a challenge. Not, I don't think the right decision there, but Panda now full boost, and Sam has very little, but Sam's going to flip into that corner boost, but he doesn't get it. Panda now, he's got all the boost in the world, and Sam has made a huge error here in judgment. And again, Naylor, I point back to that corner boost. Had Sam flipped into it and tried to get it, he might not have been able to get it, but that was the big thing there, and Panda with the boost play.
Yeah, it was more of a desperation shot than anything. He really, like, he had to score there. It was either score or be scored on, and he got scored on bad.
He did, indeed. 4-2 though. Lots of this game left. We're only halfway through, and Panda is about to absolutely do Sam with that OP kickoff once again. And it's the diagonal kickoff, Naylor. Speed flip. Well, actually, no. Well, it's slightly diagonal.
It's the musty one, isn't it?
Yeah, the musty one, the speed flip, yeah. It's the no flip cancel or whatever they want to call it, I guess.
It's kind of like a half flip, but I don't know. It's very tough to do. I tried a bit myself, but I just gave up, Rob.
Yeah, I can only do it on the right hand side for some strange reason. I think there's something wrong with the left part of my hand. Orangey hands, I think Hans says. Sam though, playing in the air. Panda's strength is quite near. I think Sam needs to play more of a ground game. Look, he's not being aggressive though. The Sam I know, he would have tried to demo Panda there. I think he's trying to be a bit too cautious.
Yeah, he's just respecting his opponent way too much here, especially as he should do, because Panda's just out there absolutely demolishing him here.
Yeah, that's a very naive play though by Sam, I think. Like, Sam tried to do something similar on the other side, if you remember back.
Yeah.
About a minute into the game, and I mentioned it to you. And him, Sam doesn't recognize it though. And he should, because every player kind of tries to go for those players, They try and like demo the player on the wall, and Sam, maybe not in tune. Maybe I boosted his ego a little bit in Twitch earlier on, by saying that I thought he was going to win.
Mm.
And look, Panda's in tune. Oh no! That is dreadful. Interesting rock you've been playing on now, but Panda will have an open net here. He won't get the Brazil, of course, because Sam did get the second goal, but again, Panda with a 7-2 on Sam. He's really not playing his best Rocket League here, Naylor.
No, he's not giving a good account of himself at all here, and the Sam, as you said, the Sam we know is a much more capable one player in this, and Panda's just abusing this musty kickoff, I must say.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to all you guys in the Twitch chat, of course, have tuned in so far today. We love you all, and thanks very much for tuning in. Give us an exclamation mark Sam or an exclamation mark Panda if you think who's going to win here. I think I know who I'd be voting for. Or how about you give us a number of how many goals you think Sam will end up on in the series. Here he goes now. Panda a little bit closer. No, he isn't. Oh, he fakes him, but he jumps for some reason. Not sure why. Panic? Oh, no.
Definitely panic, Rob.
I might
Definitely.
be seeing GG.
Would Sam be one to get tilted like that and just give up at 8-2?
Yeah, he would be. Definitely. His shooting is letting down a little bit in this series, but genuinely it's just Panda being faster to the ball and showing. Jo in the chat with a 9-8 to Sam. Previously it was an 8-7 to Sam before Panda scored, so yeah, not sure about that one, Jo. But Sam giving himself a nice shot. Maybe I was in his head a bit too much earlier on today. I was talking to Sam and I told him that his shooting is absolutely abysmal, and I think it's coming through here because his shooting is absolutely abysmal. People are saying 9-8 in the chat. I'm sure we're going to see a few 10-9s now. RNG game mode, Ken says, of course.
Yeah, I think we're just seeing a case of intelligent Rocket League from Panda, and Panda's the guy that has he's just the better player, and he's just using his game knowledge to the best of his abilities, and that kickoff as well, as we keep mentioning.
He does it like there, but it's just more of a normal diagonal kickoff, and Sam just doesn't get central on the ball, and his kickoff has let him down time and time again in this game. It's something he needs to work on if he ever wants to do well against these real, titans in RLI. Panda, of course, a LAN winner. Sam has yet to get further than top 4 at LAN, and another kickoff has gone in Panda's favor, but he's going to take this nice and slow. He's probably enjoying himself right now, Naylor, but he knows that his big match is next one up against Pengu, who he has played a lot recently in ones, and their record is very even in competitive ones games in RLIS across the sea.
Oh, jeez.
And there you go. That's what I was talking about with those shots. Unfortunately. But yeah, as I was saying, the record's really close. Panda versus Pengu, Naylor, at the moment, what are we thinking? Based off of what you've seen, it has to be Panda, no? Or is Pengu too strong?
I don't know, Panda, is Pengu going to be able to deal with that kickoff? Because I don't think you took Panda into the lower bracket again, can we check?
Marco, who went through, who beat Pengu as well.
Right, Marco seems to be the only guy that was really able to deal with that kickoff. So I don't know, Penguin. Hopefully he's watching and he's trying to figure out what he's going to do against this kickoff. I'm sure a player of his caliber, one's caliber, will figure out something, and hopefully we get a bit more of a even contest in the final.
Sam leaving Rez with the high res baby in the chat there. Of course, Rez will really appreciate that when he unmutes his mic at some stage there shortly.
Well, fortunately, I had already taken the screen away from the game, so no one else can see that. So.
No one else. Well, let me go into intimate detail. He sent Rez loads of kisses and hearts there and said thanks very much for streaming my game. He didn't actually say that, but it would have been cool if he had. Anyway, a big convincing win, Naylor. And yeah, Forehead, Rez. Forehead, we'll start with you if you are there. If you want to unmute anytime.
I think he's eating dinner.
Oh, he's eating as well. Okay, fair enough. Rez, this has been one of the only times you'll get asked this, but what do you think of that series?
I think that was just a Panda performance from Panda. He just absolutely wiped the floor with Sam. I think Sam just couldn't really keep up with the pace that Panda brought to the game. And I think Panda's definitely got a good chance of going all the way through. And I think we'll tune into the match of him versus Penguin. To be honest, I think I would arguably put Panda ahead of Penguin in that matchup.
Yeah, and just in as well, Shallow has taken down Adzer. Well done to him there. And wow, and also another news as well, Landon Norris, Spain Rocket League, just thought I'd mention that.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently he is, yeah. We're all missing out. I'm just gonna put that up there in my other one. But Shallow beat Adzer 7-4 according to our excellent operator John AK always, who's always there to help us out. Thanks John, a shout out to you. But yeah, 7-4 for Shallow. So Adzer and Ryan, their matchup, it just won't happen. Like, no matter what we do, I might have to fix the bracket on Thursday, to be honest with you, to get that matchup to happen. You know, because it's just not happening for some reason. Like, one of them keeps falling or something happens. So, well done to Shallow. Shallow now, the Shallow Sauce faces Ryan and loses round 8. The winner of that will play Spectre for a spot in the Irish 12 Titans finals. Rez, I'm going to hand it back to you now as host. You can take it away from here. But yeah, that was an exciting match.
Yeah, so next up we are going to have a very interesting matchup. We're going to be watching Pengu against Panda, and as I don't know where we're going to go with this, because obviously both players have suffered their only loss to the hands of Marco, and Marco has gone through the bracket and just been convincing throughout. So both of these players have, if you take out that one individual game when they lost to Marco, then these two players have been flawless, so I don't really think either of their mentalities are going to be too negative. Naylor, I'd just like to get your input. Do you think that, obviously we saw Pengu bring quite a scrappy game to Marco at points. Do you think that that's going to sort of benefit or detract from Panda's chances?
I'd say I'm gonna have to lean towards Panda here, just because of the fact that he has a bit more momentum through the lower bracket. And I'm not sure what sort of preparation Penguin might have been doing, but Panda is just, from what we've seen there, he just looks ready. He just looks like he's going to win this game, in my opinion.
So it looks like we are going to be actually doing Shallow versus Ryan first, and then we're going to go on to Panda versus Pengu. So we're going to be getting into Ryan versus Shallow, the match which Shallow ruined. It could have been Adza versus Ryan, but we are going to get Ryan versus Shallow. That match will be beginning within the next couple of minutes, I do hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Panda Pengu has just started. Do we want to do that, or?
It shouldn't be started. I told him to hold on for me, and
Okay, right.
Panda said he would. So
Okay, that's fine. They've checked in, but I don't think they'll start playing yet. That's fine.
So I got the match details here. I'm just going to give them to you there now in the chat. It's going to be me and you, Rez, and Naylor and Forehead if he's back by then. We'll take the next one, and then we'll finish it off, I guess, from there. Cool. So Rez, you get to do your favorite role of
Casting with Enwrong.
being a bin boy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's the one. My bad. Okay, cool. I've got the match details there. Are you ready to go? I don't know yet.
Yeah, so just another thing to note is that we do have the second qualifier taking place on Thursday, so make sure you all sign up to that. Seeding will be based heavily off the results from this one, so even if you didn't make it through this time, you may have a good seed for the next one, which will obviously help you out. And we're going to be getting into Panda versus Pengu, and the winner of this will join Marco and Rob Kiernan in the finals of the 12 Titans, sponsored by Rocket League Ireland. And we're going to be getting into things
The
almost
game should be up
right
there now.
away. It should be up there. We are in here. Ryan going under the alias of Pedrick. I can't say Irish names. I'm sorry. Um,
Let me say, okay. Uh, it's Podrig.
Podrick.
Podrig.
Podrick.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
right.
depends how you pronounce it, but normally it's Podrig versus Shallow. So Podrig. So just say Ryan if you want. Don't say Podrig. I'll say
I'll be saying Ryan Sunday Spurs will be getting into the lobby imminently. Oh, wow. Ryan's in here. Hopefully Shallow joins soon. Shallow obviously seeming a little bit tilted after the earlier match with Marco, but he'll hopefully will have recovered and got back in the right mentality so that he can sort of do the best he can against Panda, I think. My guess would be on Panda, but what's your take on things?
For that one,
Oh,
oh
Panda.
man, I can't call that to be honest. I've seen Pengu and Panda play each other and won so many times, and it's so hard to call. Panda's beaten him in a best of 3 and a best of 5. Pengu's beaten him in a best of 3, best of 5. It's too hard to call that one. That's like probably the tightest one ever. It honestly depends on how the match starts. I would back Pengu, if I'm honest. Pengu is less tiltable.
So
Panda,
yeah.
Panda for me, he tilts too much and he blames random things. If Panda can stop blaming random things, he can win, in my opinion.
So how much? So do you think that mentality plays sort of more into the hands of a ones player rather than a threes player, or do you think that universally around
Absolutely.
Rocket League tilt is the same?
No, I think it's slightly different. I think one's players can handle it more. And I think that's why Pengu does such a good job of it in those situations. You don't really ever see Pengu absolutely like going ham in general or complaining about things on streams, you know what I mean? Yeah, for me, I think Pengu should have the edge mentally, but it depends how Panda comes out. If he comes out all fire like he did against Sam, Pengu's gonna have a tough match in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's in my opinion anyway. We're just waiting on the Shadow Sauce to come into the match. He's in.
He is.
And yeah, you can take us away, Rez, and I'll sit back and enjoy the lovely color casting. Woohoo!
So Shallow versus Ryan, they are going to be competing to take on Spectre for another spot in the 12 Titans Grand Final, and we will begin things here. Diagonal kickoff will go in Shallow's favour. Ryan a long way away, and Shallow may be able to start things off well, but a great save from Ryan, flying in to make the save, and Shallow now low on boost. Ryan has possession, has the ball in his favour as Shallow gets a good 50-50 to deny him. Up on the wall here. Shallow, he's got 12 boosts to deal with. Now none as he gets the 50-50. He's done well there to bring it forward as it lands on top of his car. Gets an early flick, but it's cleared away by Ryan. Ryan's still in possession, but he's going to give it away to Shallow. Shallow, plenty of boost to get this next touch, but he's wasted it and he's missed the ball. That's a big error from Shallow, and he's missed again, but it will just fake out Ryan and it'll get away with it. But Ryan now in possession. Could bang a shot away, and that's a good shot from Ryan. Brilliant start for him.
Wow, I mean, I think there's already been a statement of intent here. Shallow's missed the ball twice. He goes to quick chat. Mentally not playing the best there already. And Ryan, cool, calm and collected. MVP, of course, from the Gigabyte LAN last year. Blasts it into the top corner. I was very impressed already with him.
Fantastic shot. And Shallow wants to recover, if anything, maybe not necessarily for the score, but also just for the mental game. He is known to be one who can get a little bit frustrated with the game at times, to say the least. So wants to be back into things as soon as possible as Ryan tries to force it through. Unable to do so. He's got to get up for this one quick, but does so. Shallow tries to tip it over him, but it won't happen. He's on 0 boost, but he's going to have enough to deal with that shot. He's trying to move forward. Tries to keep possession, but he's giving it away quite easily. He needs to do better than that if he wants to stay in the game against Ryan. Ryan has it on top of his car. Shallow trying to fake challenge the Ryan, just trying to fake out Shallow, but Shallow won't bite, and Shallow has the jump for that, makes the save, but he might not be there for the second one. And Ryan, 2 goals up.
Ryan already in the head of Shallow, I think. Unfortunately for Shallow, that play before that from Ryan was excellent, but Shallow was actually equal to it, and it was really, really top-notch defense from Shallow. When Ryan went for the air dribble in the air, and he kind of waited to see what Shallow would do to see if he could bump him. In the end, though, it's just a boost game there from Ryan again, in control of the boost, and yeah. But Shallow has favourable kickoff here. Let's see what he can do.
Shallow's kickoffs had seemed good all the way through as Ryan forced to make a save at the near post as Shallow keeps possession in the midfield. Could get a flick off, he's got plenty of boost to do so, and he gets the flick over Ryan. He's got to finish it in the open goal, but that's no problem for him, and he takes it back to a 1-goal game.
Excellent play there from Shallow. He got the kickoff, as I said, in his favour. He took full advantage of it. He kind of baited in Ryan, kept baiting him in, and then flicked it over him, and a good shot in the end to finish. And we've got a game back on here, and that's going to be good for the Shallow Sauce's confidence.
The game is back on, the Shallow Sauce is cooking. As he's going to go for another shot here, it's going to hit the crossbar. Ryan not there to capitalise on the aggression, but he's lucky he got away with that to begin with. As Shallow, he's not going to get the clear, but Ryan's going to miss. Both players making some uncharacteristic errors at the moment, but Shallow holding on to possession in the corner, picks up the boost. Ryan now has a shadow, just try and force a flick away, and he does so. That's good defense from Ryan, good shadowing. Cleared away, and this could be a golden opportunity. The net is open, and Ryan regains his 2-goal lead, and he's looking good so far against Shallow.
Yeah, just a Shallow didn't flip, I don't think, did he? He double jumped, didn't he?
Yeah,
Just a slight. I mean, I wonder would he have gotten to the ball there. I don't know, but good play from Ryan again. Bates and Shallow in the corner, and that's basically what it's been at the moment. It's been a very heavy boost game though already, and Ryan especially uses a ton of boost. He is notoriously known as a bim bammer, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, of course, if it works for you. And Ryan's showing it so far with some beautiful, great Arsenal flicks.
Indeed, and Ryan just seemed like the better player for the time being as Shallow holds on to things in the midfield. And that's a massive mistake, and he's just played it across goal right into the path of Ryan, and Ryan begins to take control.
It's the curse of the orange team, I think. Sam infected the car, and now Shallow's been infected by it too. What Can says is true. Orangey, I think, is the name of the game there, but really poor play from Shallow, honestly. Passes the ball straight into Ryan, and Ryan just smashes it in. But good chance here now for him.
Shallow tries to regain one back, but again, that's another error. Shallow, his confidence must be knocked at this point as he tries to force it past Ryan, unable to do it. Played in, Ryan gets a light flick away, but he's only got 12 boosts. Big opportunity for Shallow, he must score with that. But it's cleared away by Ryan well, and he regains boost, regains position, and now Shallow is back on the defense. Shallow, good play there. He looks to be getting this one in. He will do so.
Oh.
He gets scarily close to fumbling the open net, but he manages to put it in. Ryan is being left behind on the wall, and it's now back to being a 2-goal game. Things are still possible for Shallow with just under a minute and a half left.
Yeah, making a lot of errors, Shallow. This is the problem with Shallow, you see. I've said it before. That 3v3 tournament, I don't think gave us a full representation of Shallow in a pressure situation. I don't think Shallow plays well under pressure. There's a couple of players out there like that. And Ryan, obviously, he does. He got MVP at Gigabyte. It's not always a guarantee one land, but it's a good indication if you can get MVP. And he's about to flick one into the top bins. Look at the confidence. He could have just taken that down rise and dribbled it. He absolutely paying the top ends.
Absolutely, Ryan just showing how good of a player he is and flicks that in from the midfield. Shallow, the game seems to be slipping away from him second by second here, and 3 goals away still just to level it up, and after that he's got to even move it into overtime, or he's got to even win the game. So Ryan's just confidence, he knows he can be confident, he knows he can make slightly risky challenges because he's got that buffer. But Shallow fighting his way back into it here, and the block from Ryan isn't good enough. That's a poor 50-50, and Shallow is beginning to bring things back. It's getting a little bit scary here for Ryan.
Ryan needed to think a little bit more about how he was going to 50 that. Look at the way the ball is going, look at the way his momentum is, and he just isn't able to get the 50 in the end, and the Shallow Sauce has a chance here. And yeah, big game. Who's going to make it to the, well, I'm going to call it the losers final. I don't care what Smash calls that. Smash is stupid, but yeah, big game ahead. Winner plays Spectre.
Yeah, I think from the way Ryan's been playing, he definitely might have the favour over Spectre, but he has to win this game first, but he's looking good for it. Ryan plays it off into the corner as Shallow clears.
Time wasting a lot, Rez.
Yeah, lots of time wasting from Ryan. He knows he can do it. He's just got 30 seconds to hold out, and with each touch it just pings off into the distance. Shallow's time is running out, and Ryan is just chasing the ball here, stopping Shallow getting any meaningful touch on the ball, and the fake challenge and the backflip is going to do him in even further. And that touch from Ryan is going to confirm things. Nothing Shallow can do. He's eliminated, but he has done well. He will have a reasonably good seed going into the second qualifier on Thursday.
It's not over yet.
Wow. I say that it's not over. 1 second, 1 goal. It is technically doable, but it will have to be a monumental kickoff from Shallow to give him a chance. I'll be honest, I can't see it happening.
How is this going to work? I wonder. How is he going to approach this? Ryan might fake it. No, he's not. He is. Yeah, I knew it. That's exactly what I would have done too. He wouldn't have gone full beans to the kickoff. Well done to the boys there on that. And yeah.
A very intelligent play from Ryan to end things off, and he's going to confirm himself in the losers final, going up against Spectre a little later on. But now we are going to go over to Panda versus Pengu, I believe.
Yeah, we're just going to leave this. And is forehead back? If not, I can cast with you again, Naylor. Because you did all the graft work earlier on today. What's happening there? Is that match up? Do we know? Can someone give me details, actually?
Yes, I...
Throw that up and cast a streamer. Yeah, that
yes,
one.
hold on.
Oh, John has. Thank you, John. 1 second.
John is the man.
It's 8 minutes on, so it could be nearly over.
No, they haven't started. I've told
Oh,
them
they
not to.
haven't?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm waiting.
So good win from Ryan in the last, and he's advanced. He's just got 1 match to go, 1 more game of ones to play, and then his long night will be over, and he will have made it into the finals of 12 Titans. And he just looked really good in that series. Any sort of reflections and comments on how he performed?
Ryan plays very similar to Spectre, actually. I'd be interested to see how that matchup goes. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm waiting on Pengu and Panda now. I hope John has given us the right details. I assume he has.
They are the correct details.
They are.
They are.
0.
I can confirm
Slabby
they are.
hasn't made it, I don't think.
Are you in the game?
Nope.
No,
Unable
I
to find
believe
server.
they're just a little slow, and they're in the process of setting things up, and they have. So we'll be getting into things almost immediately,
Cool.
and I'll be handing
I
over.
can cast with Naylor, and if forehead's back, then you can handle the last game with him. You ready to go, Naylor?
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in here.
Alright, I'm going to hand over to the casters. Enwrong and Naylor, take it away.
Just trying to
Yep.
get into this game. Oh, what the fuck? You win, yeah?
PG stream, of course. I am indeed in.
There you go, en route.
You're en route. Okay, well, while Naylor is en route, I am here ready to go, and the kickoff has already happened, and Pengu with a huge win.
I'm
It'd be
totally
interesting to see
here.
how Panda handles Pengu's kickoff. He's a very unorthodox kickoff, I would say, and he plays a very attacking, abrasive game. He likes to go for the ball a lot, even with low boosts. So Panda now takes the ball up the wall. He's going to go for a clip. Oh no, this hasn't gone very well for Panda, I don't think. No. And he's giving away a goal just for the sake of a clip, unless Pengu can't get there. Pengu now thinking about it. He's going to go. Good save by Panda, but does he have the boost? That's the question. Oh, not a good save by Panda. He's hit the ceiling of the net, and if he'd just taken his time a little bit more. And Pengu opens up the scoring. 1 goal in. We're in, Naylor, right? You're in.
Yeah, I'm here. That all stemmed from Panda going for that ceiling shot. It's really not something you should be going for on ones. You're really leaving yourself exposed unless you score that shot. And even though he did get back in the end and scored to recover, just the boost and the situation he put himself into was just too difficult to recover from.
Yeah, absolutely. Pengu, a big boost still in the corner, and now he's got pressure on Panda. Let's see what he does with this. Oh, he goes for a risky play. He's analysing it, he's thinking about it, and he sees the Panda. Oh, Panda's given a good 50 here for Pengu. Pengu recovers so fast, he's already back. And Panda now looking for a bump on Pengu, and he gets it, but Pengu gets the save! Panda probably doesn't believe it. And credit to Marco for beating both these guys, to be fair. I mean, he's decimated them, and You can see like the quality of Rocket League now stepped up another level in this match entirely. Panda maybe can get this. No, he can't. He thought about it, thinking about going for that one as well. But he's very wary of the boost play that Pengu has. Pengu likes to hold on to the boost a lot, and Pengu's just waiting. Panda now goes up for this. A good save by Panda. He needs to watch that boost control though, because Pengu's made a mistake here. Can Panda get around this? He won't. He will. He will. Oh, sweat.
Yeah, he nearly got caught out. It's hard to read sometimes. It looks like it might roll up, but it actually rolled up and out. And good read from Panda just to slot it away.
RNG.
RNG.
The iconic chants from Lan Naylor, if you remember casting that grand final. But yeah, Naylor, so far though, Pengu's been a little bit more in control, would you say?
Yeah, definitely a bit more control. That's this kind of play style. Panda's a bit more raw and aggressive, so it's a good we have a good contrast in styles here, definitely, with Pengu and his patience and boost management.
Oh no! Oh no! The turbo flick would have been insane there. That's really poor. That's a goal. He rushed it, and Panda just, as you said, not being patient. And yeah, he gets punished for it. And 2-1 for Pengu. That's the difference in Pengu. Pengu just waits for the other player to make a mistake, doesn't he? A lot of the time.
90% of the time, most of his goals are just won by pure utter patience, which is just what you need. Just what you need to play to once this well.
Not sure what's happening here to Pengu. He's quite slow to that kickoff. Wonder if he tried to fake it or what was the story there. Unsure of what he's looking at as well. He's quite low on boost there at this moment in time, and all Panda has to do now is try and get the boost. But I'm not sure Pengu got that mid boost, and he didn't. But he's going to get this one. But Panda critically gets the demo on Naylor, and Pengu has to retreat, and that's a big demo play there by Panda.
Yeah, definitely. I think the reason Pengu was so slow to that kickoff, just to bring it back, was I think he's just well aware of what Panda can do off the kickoff, and I think that was just him trying to counteract it there, if anything.
Oh, mechanical misplay there by Pengu, and Panda gets absolutely away with that. Oh, Panda again. He gets fake challenged really well by Pengu. You can tell this is a huge matchup. Of course, these guys have played each other so much, and Panda misreads the bounce, and Pengu is going to punish him unless Panda can get there, and he can't. The demo works in Pengu's favor, and again, it's Pengu being more patient, isn't it? It really is. I hate to say it again, but he literally just waits.
He's the most patient man in RLI, Rob. Easily.
I've seen him on a couch a few times there at some sessions. And let me tell you, he's a very patient man, if you know what I mean. So yeah, big win from Panda on the kickoff. That's surely a goal, and he's absolutely LT examined it, but he gets away with it.
Just about.
That's the thing with Panda. That kickoff, he's so deadly on it, and Pengu just doesn't get it.
Yeah, I think he just, after going with the little slow, methodical kickoff last time, he said he tried the normal kickoff just to catch Panda out. Maybe, hopefully, Panda tries something different, but to no avail, really, Rob.
Panda fakes him, and all of a sudden now these boys are getting super sweaty here. And Pengu might try and go for a demo, and he doesn't get the demo. What? Psionics.
Oh!
Pengu! What a clip!
Oh,
How does he
no.
not? How is that not a demo? Can someone explain that to me? That is the luckiest bit of Rocket League I have seen. I'm telling you what, that's called LAN winners luck right there. I've seen some strange things happen with Mug and Fuchsia in the past. They've gotten a bit lucky, and that's another one there to add to it, and Panda can join that club. That is some strange Rocket League right there. And another big kickoff win. And now he goes for the boost in the call. He pre-flips into it, and Pengu's surely going to score. Panda is going to be fuming by that RNG.
I could just imagine Panda after the game. He's not even that good. It's just his patience.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I was playing bad. Proper cash RL. Yeah, that was very interesting, I have to say. 4-3 though, and Pengu right back in control of the series after. To be fair, Pengu kind of got done by the RNG gods as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Good speed by Panda, critical there. Pengu now is on 0. He's probably going to go again. Oh, he thinks about it. Panda, they're both getting done by each other. Whoever gets his 50, it's so important.
I think
Panda missed the boost! Oh no! Bin boy!
Oh.
The car doesn't turn. The car doesn't turn. And you can tell, oh, he turned right. You can even see it. He turned right a little bit. What was he doing? Oh.
I don't know. I think it's Pengu maybe Pengu might have caught me out with that little technique he was doing. He picked up a few boost pads, but didn't use one bit of boost just maybe trying to disguise the fact that he had more than enough boost to deal with whatever Panda was going to throw at him.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's kind of not great there from Panda. He's going to get caught now, and Pengu is just going to roll this into the net. Unless he can get... Panda now is going to have to go for that boost in the corner, and that's exactly what he does. Is he going to go for another clip? He really relies on his resets. And again, like this is the problem. This isn't threes. You don't have someone to back you up if you miss those shots. He doesn't get the demo on Pengu, but he gets the bump. But the problem for Panda is he's got no boost. Pengu now takes a little power slide away, challenges Panda. Panda gets done. Panda flips the ball up, and it's looking dire now for Panda.
Yeah, I think that ceiling shot was that flip reset even was more out of desperation than anything. Really, just to try to get back into the game because Pengu's just rock solid defense. It's very tough to get past, and you just need to kind of try them sort of out of the ordinary plays to try beat him.
Yeah, Pengu, he's proven too strong for Panda. Panda trying a little bit too hard to score in certain situations. I'm telling you, man, it's the orange car. It's infected the whole server. And yeah, he's been infected with the LTX SAM shooting, which unfortunately let down the shallow sauce and has now let down Panda.
It's
And
just
yeah,
it's just the Pengu patience. Playing against that sort of patience is just so awkward and off-putting. It just puts you completely off your game when you just don't know when somebody's about to approach the ball.
yeah, well done to Pengu. He's congratulations to him. Of course, he has been a gatekeeper once or twice in the past, and he makes it true. So well done to Pengu. Everyone gave him a round of applause in the chat or a big whatever. Well done. Pengu takes it, and he goes through to the 12 Titans finals on Sunday. Panda's got another chance though, and he's going to be guaranteed at least one of the top 2 seeds for the next day. So of course there's a big chance there for him to do some damage. Now up is Spectre versus Ryan. Unless Forehead comes back. I don't know why I closed my Rocket League, considering I might still be needed. But where is Forehead? No sign of Forehead. Forehead's gone off. Don't know what he's doing. Rez,
Hello.
you cast?
I am. I
Caller?
can
Hello.
cast. Hello.
Okay.
That was a tight game between Panda and Pengu there. Panda falling, not quite making it all the way through, and he'll be disappointed, I'm sure, but he can definitely come back stronger. But we now get to see Ryan versus who is it? Ryan versus Spectre. I think there is a clear favourite from what we've seen before this tournament, but considering how well Spectre's performed all day, I think that there's definitely a chance that he can take this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Naylor, you can talk at the moment. I know I'll be the one casting, but you might as well talk there for a second. I'm going to make sure these guys get the match up ASAP while we wait.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, Ryan had a good, more than dominant showing again. Not dominant, but a very comfortable win against Shallow in the last game, and I expect Ryan to really run home there and make it through to the 12 Titans finale.
Yeah, so I'm just going to do a quick rundown of all the players that we have who are currently in the finals. So we have our 4 gatekeepers of Mug, Red Eyes, Walshy and Ineffable. They are being joined from this qualifier by Rob Kiernan, Marco, Pengu, and either one of Ryan or Spectre. And then on Thursday we'll be having 4 more people joining them to make our 12 Titans who will be dueling it out on Sunday for the title.
Lobby's up.
The
Yep,
lobby
it is indeed.
up. We are going to be getting into this one. This is going to be the final game of the evening before we end the stream. And I can't wait for this one. Which way do you think it's going to go, Enwrong?
I have to put money on the MVP from Gigabyte. And I'm going to go with Ryan on this. So, Naylor, any last words? Do you think it'll be Ryan as well, or what are we thinking here? Because I can't see anything other than that.
No, I completely agree with you. Ryan's gonna run home with this.
Yeah. For me, Ryan, I think he just does what Spectre does a little bit better. Could be wrong, but
I think he's in his Bam Bam element in ones, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, maybe actually, if that's what we call it. Yeah.
The Bim Bam element is what we're calling it.
And Ryan is on blue as well, so he'd probably win as well because of that. Because we all know that the colours in the game influence whether you win or lose. If you're on orange, you never win, and if you're on blue, you always win. So that's kind of how it goes. Guys in the chat, vote. Team No, not Team Rez. Team Ryan, or sorry, just go Team Blue or Team Orange, or type the name of the person you want to win. Let me know in the chat. Let's do it, Rez. Take us away.
Well, in the name of Lovely Can's peace be upon him, this game mode is all RNG, but can Spectre prove the RNG wrong and win for the orange team for the first time in a really long time? We will see in the next 5 minutes as Ryan. It's an even kickoff, but Spectre has to track back here. He can't make the save, and Ryan within the first 4 seconds is up 1 goal.
Big kickoff win from Ryan. He gets completely behind the ball. He pushes into it really hard. And Spectre could have made that save. And I'll tell you why he didn't, Rez. He missed the pad on the way back. He drove just to the left of it. And that's the difference.
It's these slight errors that can cost you so much at this level, and one of these players, they know what's on the line at this point. They know it's a spot in the 12 Titans for the winner, and Spectre will get one back here. Ryan caught slightly out of position, slightly overcommitting. Maybe a little bit overzealous from Ryan, sort of underestimating his opponent, and Spectre evens things up. Very early days still.
Yeah, Ryan's probably going to have to try and get a read on Spectre, because I don't think he's played him much, if ever. And Ryan, of course, comes from the DRL, the Drama Alert team originally, and he's not going to know what to expect here. But another straightforward kickoff and another win for Ryan.
It is all well and good winning these kickoffs as Ryan is doing at present, but there is always the risk of if your kickoff starts to stop working and Spectre figures out a counter for it, then Ryan could be in a lot of trouble. He's very reliant on these kickoff goals, and the one sort of prolonged piece of play we've seen so far has resulted in Ryan conceding, but that kickoff will be even as Spectre 11 boost is going to bring it up the wall. He could try and get it over Ryan here, and that's a fantastic shot, but an even better save. Brilliant save from Ryan to keep it out, and Spectre forced to backtrack here. Ryan with the shot, but easy for Spectre. He can make it clear. Now he's going to try and transition into attack.
Spectre's been sold there though by Ryan, and Ryan's going to go hunting. He doesn't get it, and he pops it high, but he's going to have a better turn on the ball here. And Spectre has forced him to make a difficult save. I just have to say, so far from what I've seen from Ryan, you obviously made the point there that the kickoffs, you can't really rely on them. Well, I'll give you an example of who relied on them one time. The current 12 Titans winner, Mug, took down Dry last year 5-4 in the finals of the 12 Titans, and 4 of his 5 goals were from kickoff. But Ryan just shows that he can score without a kickoff.
A lovely shot from Ryan. Just bangs it into the top corner. Absolute precision. He knows Spectre is below him and puts it just too far away for Spectre to reach. Nothing he could do, and he's 2 goals up. But Spectre, still plenty of time for him to make the comeback. So he's just got to stay focused, stay composed, and fight his way back into this game. Aggressive stuff, and he's recovered well. Oh, but a missed wave dash could cost him. He's been bumped backwards, and he's missed the
What
wave
happened?
dash again. I think he's just mistimed his wave dash and spun himself round. He has.
That didn't look like a wave dash for me at all. I'm not sure what happened there. That car just freaking turned 180.
Wave dash or
Cans wants that.
wave dash or not, Spectre has made an error and he's conceded for it. But Ryan has equalled his error and has conceded to go for it, and it's 4 goals to 2 now, still close, and Ryan rushing into that one again, being a little overzealous, and both of Spectre's goals have come from overcommits from Ryan, and that could be a sign of things to come.
Yeah, it looked like either Ryan disconnected or he was trying to read Spectre taking the ball up the wall, but Spectre just caught it so sharply. Hope there's no issues there for Ryan. It'd be a shame if there was, but and a great flick from Spectre, and Spectre has brought himself back into the game, Riz.
Fantastic play from Spectre, just fakes out the initial challenge and has the ball on top of his car. Ryan too slow to challenge and gets it over him into the back of the net, and a 1-goal game is back. Both players eager to get themselves into the final 12 as Ryan pushing forward, might have a shot on here. Spectre, fantastic save at the back post. Just far enough, just positioned far enough back to be able to make the save. Spectre, low boost, but does Ryan know that? Yes, he seems to. But Ryan won't pick up the boost, he can make the flick, and that's a fantastic flick. No chance for Spectre.
Oh, brilliant flick, but Spectre made an error. He slowed down his momentum here. He power slid it into the corner of the net, and then he couldn't get the momentum back up. Ryan had already made his mind up anyway. He hadn't really made a flick based off of that res, but I mean, maybe an error from Spectre, but just a great play from Ryan.
Ryan, plenty of space, plenty of time, plenty of boost for the shot, but it's not good enough to get past Spectre. As he tries to turn in the midfield, good 50-50, he's going to pinch in the direction, away from the play. Ryan, fake challenges, he knows he's in no rush to get the play moving, he is 2 goals to the good. The Spectre, 40 boost to his name, but he's been outsped by Ryan, who's going to get another, he's not going to get another goal, he's done the LTX Sam. He's made an error, missed the open net. I'm not sure, the angle might have been a bit difficult, but he would have wanted to have scored that.
Oh,
but Spectre,
no.
boost, miss, that's a critical error, and Ryan has taken the other one. Spectre's going to need
rush and stuff, I think, Rise, because he's going to have to.
He's going to have to. There's still 2 minutes to go, but he's made a rash decision there, over-committed for that one, and 6-3 to Ryan, and Ryan is looking good at the moment.
Well, if the scoreline remains the same, Ineffable has got the scoreline right. Jo predicted a 15-2. That's not going to happen now. Yeah, there's a few other interesting ones there, like a 7-5. That's probably likely, but yeah, when I said Spectre, I feel like he should challenge him more. I don't mean like just freaking rush the ball from like a mile away, but yeah, getting a bit overzealous there.
There again,
And
yeah, Spectre seems to have lost his confidence, lost his flair that he's had earlier in this tournament, and he can't be too upset with himself. He has managed to secure himself the #1 seed for the second qualifier, but he's
Number 2.
Yeah, he's probably for qualifier #2, and he's probably just wondering what it could have been. He had such a good opportunity, making it through,
Hey!
and there's a goal back, making it through to play against Rob Kiernan, but there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do to get back into this one. But I say that he's got a good kickoff goal, and just 3 goals separate them, and that can just be 30 seconds of play even in ones with kickoff goals, so it's not over yet, but Spectre needs to start going now.
Spectre with a kickoff goal on, a really freaking great kickoff, and yeah, looking good at the moment. But Ryan on the dribble, this is where he gets dangerous. Uh-oh, and Spectre does that.
Ryan, a good shot, it might just sneak in. Oh.
No! Force it out.
That's unfortunate from Spectre. He got the boost grab, it was a good play. If it had made the save, he could have been on for a counter attack, but can't pinch it out, and he's conceded again, and things are looking dire for him.
He needs the next goal, otherwise he's done, Rez. He's done if he doesn't get the next goal. 5 goals is too much in a minute and a half. He needs to bring it down to 3 in ASAP.
Absolutely, he's going to jump off the backboard early and take it away
Smart.
from Ryan. Ryan going for a flip reset, and he's got 1. That's 1 of 4, and there's still 1 minute and 20 to do so, so he's not completely out.
Not completely, but that was a very brave play by Ryan there. Something similar to what Panda did in the previous game. But those brave plays often result in you getting scored on. You need to play a bit more sweaty, I would say, than that. And Spectre now is going to go for the boost here, and what's Ryan going to do?
Spectre in the midfield could rip off a shot. It's a good hook shot, and he's got another one back. And things are starting to look a little bit more scary for Ryan, as Spectre brings it back within 2.
Yeah, really, really good play there from Spectre. A fantastic shot, and Ryan, it's the kickoffs now. They're starting to go in Spectre's favour slightly. And just as I say it, gas scores.
Ryan tries to use the wall to his advantage, and Spectre gets a little bit lucky with that one. Ryan still with possession of the ball, but the challenge from Spectre's good, and he's going to go for boost over ball, but he still likely gets there first as he looks for the demo. Ryan jumps it, that's a mistake from Spectre, and now he's been demoed himself, and it could be 9-6, it will be 9-6, and Ryan is looking set to take this game away. Spectre's dreams crumbling, the comeback crumbling, and his hopes of a spot in the finals, from the first qualifier at least, seem to be crumbling with them, and this could be the end. 3
You know
goals.
that old Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso ad where it's like anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah,
That's what this is reminding me of right now.
absolutely similar play styles, but one just slightly better than the other. And Ryan will get another. That's insult to injury, and that's, I would say, fair confirmation. I can't see Spectre making 4 goals up in 30 seconds, so
No, unlikely.
Ryan is
Unlikely.
likely to take this away to join Rob Kiernan, Pengu, Marco, and the 4 gatekeepers in the finals on Sundays. It's just a formality at this point, closing out the game as Ryan will get another the
RNG,
pull shot.
RNG.
RNG.
That is pure RNG, bro.
Absolutely.
Spreadsheets.
Mup the spreadsheets.
Exactly. Up RNG. Look, the RNG's going in the chat, man. Look at that. That's absolute crap. 11-5. Shallow said he got close.
It's a decent prediction, but it could be 12-6 at this rate, to be honest, as Ryan looks to not let up at the moment, as Spectre just tries to not concede anymore, but he might not be allowed to.
Oh,
Ryan's
Ryan, that
gonna
is
put a 12.
Oh, what? How does that RNG?
RNG.
RNG. Well done to Ryan, though. He secures his spot with a brilliant top corner shot. And he makes it into the top 12. Only 4 spots left, and they're going to be there on Thursday, Rez. What do you think? That was a class. That was a good game.
That was a fantastic game. Ryan will make his way through to the finals, and it's going to be interesting. I don't know what's going to happen. We haven't, I think, arguably the most stacked field we've ever had in Irish 12 Titans, with players from sort of all parts of the community taking shape. We'll have a final look at the bracket here. So, earlier on today in the upper bracket, we had Rob Kiernan taking down Spectre to get himself in the finals, Marco taking down Pengu to get himself in the finals. Spectre, the only one making it within 1 game of the finals twice and losing out both times, as Ryan and Pengu make it through. Panda and Spectre, though, can't be too disappointed. They will have the top seeds for the next round on next qualifier on Thursday. That's the final opportunity to get yourself in for the 12 Titans. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Enwrong.
No, so as I said before, the seeding will heavily be done off of how you performed here. That is going to be a disaster for some people, the likes of Fuchsia, Jakey, APS. If those guys show up to the next qualifier, they're going to be way down in the order. That's why I told players like Adzer, like Shallow, keep playing, get yourself a good seed at least, so you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So those players are going to have a really bad seeding. They're going to be like as low as, like, you're going to have people like Captain Quark, who's going to be like 10, 15 seats higher than Jakey, for example. And that's how it's going to go, because at the end of the day, they've done better in this qualifier. Now, not always, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. There will be, Jakey, for example, won't be in the top 20. He'll be like somewhere in mid-30s, if that makes sense. So, yeah, the seeding will be done off of this qualifier. The top 2 seeds will be Panda and Spectre, and you can imagine then the Shallow and Sam will be the other 2, and so on. But other than that, Rez, thank you for coming on. I was going to say short notice, but sure, the whole world's locked down, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm excited to see what it holds for Thursday. Make sure you tune in then. We will have another stream on Thursday where we will have 4 more people qualify for the finals of 12 Titans. Also tune in to the finals that will be on Saturday. Thank you very much for tuning in. I've been Rez. I've been joined throughout the night by Enwrong, Dave Forehead and Naylor at Points. Thank you for everyone for watching, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.